Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of our Micro Tactics Bootcamp series for WARNO, a game that I've wanted to cover on the channel for a long time, but for several reasons, mainly me being busy with other games. Secondly, the game is kind of being in continuous development, in terms of its fundamentals, since it came out in early access, I think in January 2022 or 2023, I think. But the last couple of years, it has come out of early access, but there's been a lot of balancing, a lot of kind of tweaking, and so I always felt like the game wasn't quite ready to be kind of played properly and really kind of getting invested into. But now I think it is the time. They've started to release new DLCs, and that is amazing. I think the base of the game is kind of set. I'm not an expert in the game, but I haven't really played for about a year or two. I've kind of played on and off whenever some new patch came out or whatnot. I have played a lot of war game Red Dragon, I think it was called, many years ago. So I'm definitely very familiar with the game. But I thought I would do this kind of series, kind of a let's learn tutorial series, and I will show you what I mean. Where both I try to remember the kind of the gist of the game, and we also kind of learn, and maybe I give you some tips. I do think I have a good grasp of the fundamentals, but we basically learn the game together. Now, as I mentioned, the game has good fundamentals now. They have started releasing DLC, and so I think while it is an incredible game, I think a truly unique game in this genre and in just PC games in general, it can be extremely overwhelming. Even I get overwhelmed by it. You can watch some replays of 10v10s, people with lots of points and lots of units, and you don't know what's going on. So I've devised a way where, I think, kind of, that's why I call it Micro Tactics kind of bootcamp series, where we're going to go slow. We're going to go from the very fundamentals, and we're going to play a few games where I gradually build up our army and show you how units actually interact. And, with some knowledge, again, not first-hand practical knowledge in real life, but through a lot of, video game playing of military games, watching a lot of guides, watching a lot of just, people talking about tactics and wars and etc. I think I have a good idea of what each unit's actually supposed to do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'll show you what I mean. If it's you're a regular follower of my channel and a subscriber, then I hope you enjoy this. Maybe this help you gets in. Most likely though, you're probably new to this channel since I haven't really posted a lot of milsim stuff. But I hope you stick around, and I hope this helps you get a good grip of WARNO and this game, because I do really think it's an incredible game. It looks incredible, plays incredible. It's got great depth, almost infinite depth. And the more units they release, the better it only gets. So let's go ahead and jump in. So what are we going to do? First of all, in order to play a skirmish match against AI, what we need is a deck. And we also need a deck for our opponent. So we're going to go into the armory where, we can go ahead and construct a deck based on a specific division in WARNO. And a division is a sort of, it's each different division, like it's talking about armored division or an infantry division or an airborne division, has access to a bunch of units, but you can't take all of those units. You pick which cards and how many of each one. Sometimes you're allowed more than one card effectively, and you put those in your particular division. So whenever you see someone going with an armored division, you kind of know they will have a lot of tanks, for example, or they will be skewed toward tanks. They can field every type of the units, but you don't know what exactly they plan. And they could have skewed it towards higher value kind of units, or maybe just spam kind of mass lower quality units. You don't know that. For us though, I'll go to battle groups. You'll see I've deleted all of my custom battle groups, and we're going to create a new division. We're going to go with the basics. We're going to take 8th Infantry Division, mechanized, US. Why? Because I think it has a good balance of units, and these kind of iconic units that you pretty much all know from movies. Even if you don't know the designation or the names of them, you will know what they look like, and you would immediately kind of recognize. And I think that will help us. So you can see here, it's got the real world emblem. It's the 8th Infantry Division. I said mechanized. There is a 9th Infantry Division, which is motorized. What is the difference? For those who are completely new to Milsim games, mechanized means, it's infantry supported by armor, which, in these days, I mean, the game is set in kind of 80s, 90s, kind of say, well, maybe you say more like 80s. But I mean, these days, pretty much everything is mechanized, really. You rarely, I think, going to get, purely motorized divisions. But mechanized basically means kind of predominantly infantry supported by armored personnel carriers, and some sorts of lightly armored vehicles, right? With options for other things as well, right? It is a kind of rating B type division. It's got an infantry designation, so you will know will be kind of skewed towards infantry, supported by other types of military equipment. Now, sort of B rating, I'm actually not sure, to be honest, what that kind of necessarily means. It kind of means, it's got all sorts of units, none of them particularly great. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's worse, right? You'll see the 3rd Armored Division is rating A. Maybe it's got like the better, sort of more modern units, but it's all about how you use it. So let's go ahead and go 8th Infantry Division, mechanized, and jump into this. We're going to call this 8th Infantry Bootcamp. All right, 8th Infantry Bootcamp. And here, for those, again, who are completely new to the game, we have basically each division like this. We have 50 activation points. Each card doesn't have activation points attached to it. Where you get activation points kind of, where they become relevant is in each individual tab, which are the same across all divisions, which is logistics, infantry, artillery, tanks, or armor. It's kind of tanks, but it's also, ATGMs, kind of this heavy armor. You could say recon, which again can include all sorts of units here. It can be, infantry recon, armored recon, aerial recon. They use even UAVs. There's all sorts of stuff. There's anti-air, helicopters, and aircraft. Now, for this micro tactics bootcamp, which is something I invented just today when I was thinking about how to start the series, we're simply gonna go with the very basics of warfare as it's always been since the dawn of time: logistics and infantry, nothing else. So let's go ahead and start with logistics. So first of all, we're gonna have a field supply point, right? Now, field supply point holds 16,000 supply, which is what you need to reinforce your troops. Troops can lose ammo, they can lose kind of health, you could say, or wear and tear on their armor or personnel in case of infantry platoons, and also fuel for vehicles. All of that will be used up and needs to be resupplied. Now, the field supply point, you can send your vehicles all the way back to the kind of the rear, but that no one really plays the game that way. You probably send some helicopters back, but really, field supply point is really there to have your supply vehicles go back, resupply themselves, and go out again and deliver supplies to the troops. Now, it's not necessary to have one. It is quite expensive. I believe you can only deploy it at the start of the game, and you either deploy it or you don't. You can see this will take sort of like about a third of our points the way we're going to play. But I do like it. I like it for kind of realism. I like to just and just to showcase what maintaining supply actually looks like. Now, we then have in here in the logistics, we have a range of supply vehicles that we can use. Right? Let's start with the M113A2. We'll see this vehicle a lot. This is pretty iconic. It's kind of pretty much the first kind of basic United States armored personnel carrier. It's got a front, side, rear, top armor of 1. It's kind of just barely armored. It can withstand some small arms fire, nothing else. It's got nothing to fire back with. There's a bunch of kind of stats here. We'll talk about these when we actually look at real units. But we will grab, one card of these. It will only be, kind of green veterancy. Again, doesn't really matter. But what we get with this card when we add it, you can see. So field supply point has taken 1 activation points. M113 has taken 1 activation points. These kind of how many cards you can put into each tab depends precisely on that, with the designation of the division. So you will see, for example, for infantry, we'll have a lot of 1s, so it's very cheap for us to add infantry, hence why this 8th Infantry Division will always be, regardless, who you play against, will always be skewed towards infantry, because those are cheaper to put in. Whereas when you go tanks, you only get a couple of 1s, but then you very quickly go up into 3 points per card, right? Now, this has nothing to do with the actual game. This is just constructing the deck. In the game, what we're going to pay this 25 kind of resource points to deploy one of these vehicles, of which we have 10 in this card, right? So we're going to, so, you know, this is our kind of 8th Infantry Bootcamp Army. We've got a field supply point right now, and we have 10 M113s supply vehicles, each costing us 25 points. They will each bring 600 supply to us. And the relevant metrics here for logistics vehicles is it amphibious? I think that's kind of relevant. So no, you can't cross rivers or lakes. There are some maps. I don't think it's too prevalent in the game, but it is there. Optics and stealth don't really matter for us, but speed matters. You know, you want your logistics because they're going to have to go back and forth with the field supply point. And so speed, it can be important for them. So speed for them will be 55 kilometers per hour. Off-road and road speed of 75. Right now, that's pretty good. Obviously, it's all relative. So let's see what this actually brings us. Now, the next type of supply vehicles we have is the M35 supply truck. Let's go ahead and add a card of that. Now, these cost 30 kind of command points to deploy one vehicle. We have 8 vehicles in this card. What is the difference? And why would you want to bring, more than one? Now, one reason is that you only have a limited number of each card, so you can see. I don't think it really kind of shows very clearly. You can only do this through trial and error, but effectively we can only have 2 cards of these M113s. So why would we take 1 card of each rather than 2? And that's a personal choice, really, right? But what does that personal choice depend? Now let's compare. M35 supply truck, no armor, so very vulnerable to small arms fire. Pretty much anything can set this thing, on fire very quickly. Even some sort of, 4-man recon unit, either, being, kind of just being there by accident, or if you're trying to get to the front line, a few shots will set this thing on fire, or if a recon unit can get into the rear, also can destroy this vehicle pretty easily. Now, however, for logistics units, this isn't the most important thing. It should be kept out of harm's way anyway. So what are the differences? You could say, so max damage first of all. So this is 5 damage you can take, 5 ticks of damage. You can 113 can take 10 ticks of damage. Is it amphibious? No, it's also not amphibious. It's got optics and stealth are bad. Okay, well, that's not what we're using it for. But the speed is 50 off-road and 90 on-road, right? So you can see M113 is kind of a little bit faster off-road, where your troops are most likely to be. They're not just going to be standing there on the road waiting for supplies, right? So that last mile, delivery range is a bit faster on the M113. However, most of the distance you're going to travel between your field supply point and your troops is probably going to be on the road. And here, obviously, the M113 loses out a little bit. Now, the supply vehicles can actually transfer supplies between each other, I believe. But let's not overcomplicate things for now. But M35 can travel at 90 kilometers per hour, so much faster to go back to the field supply point, go back to it and come back. In terms of the supplies they carry, right? Supplies, so it's 750 per M35 truck as opposed to 600. Now, the good thing is you might think, oh, well, more supplies is good. Yes, it's more kind of efficient. However, first of all, you get fewer of these and they cost more per vehicle, which means that if you lose one, you lose more points, you don't have as many, and you lose more supply. So the way I kind of think about it is to deliver to the very kind of hot zones. I think M113s is better to reinforce our infantry. M35 is still good, so it's a 25% more supply. It gets there faster, but it's less, much more vulnerable to enemy fire. So perhaps not as great to reinforce hot zones. And you can use, and you will see in our game, we will use these for different purposes. You can set up kind of these rare resupply points and pull your troops back some distance. As I mentioned, you could pull them back all the way to the field supply points, but that would take you, kind of half the game. You'll see the maps are obviously huge. Those who are familiar with the game already know that. Now, then we have another supply type of vehicle. We have this HE MTT. I actually want to look up what this actually stands for. But what it is, Heavy Expanded Mobility Tactical Truck. All right, Heavy Expanded Mobility Tactical Truck. And what is this? It's also very vulnerable. It has can withstand twice as much damage as the M35. Go ahead and add a unit. However, we have to pay 60, so double the price of M35. We only get 3 of them in the deck, per card. Pardon me. But they do bring 2,000 supply with them, right? The speed is 85 off-road and 100 on-road. So overall, you could kind of say, well, isn't this a lot better? Now, by the way, I think it used to be the case that you actually get different amounts of supply, but I think, again, I'm not an expert, I haven't played the game all that much, but I think they've equated this, or at least for this deck, for now, for us, if you're wondering, we've got 600 supply and 10 vehicles, so we get 6,000 here, 750 times 8 is also 6,000, right? Because 750 times 2, 1,500, and then times 4, so 6,000, and this is also, so we always get 6,000 supply. It's all a matter of what kind of batches do we get in. We get 2,000 batches, supply, how many vehicles and how much they cost, and all of this means kind of, to me, the trade-off is how close can they get to the front line, and what's the risk-reward of that. Now, I prefer M113s. They can go in the hot zones. They can withstand even maybe some, offhand, some artillery fire, and survive. Whereas HEMTs, right, the Heavy Expanded Mobility Tactical Truck, I like to set those up in the rear for things like helicopters and artillery because they bring a lot of supplies and those things eat through supplies, or like a repair kind of point for tanks. Again, for now, though, we will not have any of that. But there we are, right? This is our Heavily Expanded Mobility Tactical Truck. So, there we are with our supply. A field supply point and 3 types of supply vehicles. Now, we're also in the logistics tab. We're just going to grab 1 card of M151's kind of trucks. These are command trucks, command vehicles. These are needed to capture points on the map, which is what we're actually fighting for. Now you have different types of them. Oh no, pardon me. Actually, the last type of supply vehicles that I want to just show off and give this kind of a bit of US flavor with that mobility, and again include this iconic unit, is we're going to get 1 unit of UH-60A, aka Black Hawk supply helicopters, supply configuration. So again, 6 helicopters, 1,000 supplies, speed 230 kilometers per hour. And speed matters because the maps are huge, again, as you will see. I will demonstrate all of this. It's got ECM of 10%, i.e. if someone fires a rocket, there's a sort of, or indicates the level of electronic countermeasures of a unit. These are electronic equipment or other devices designed to trick, spoof, or jam weapons and sensors such as radar or infrared. The accuracy of hostile missiles and anti-aircraft fire is reduced by a percentage as indicated by the ECM value. And max damage you can take is 8. Now, weapons, again, lightly armored, but it is super fast. It obviously, can travel in a straight line also on top of all of this, right? It's a helicopter, so it just flies over land. Vulnerable to AA, of course. Not so much vulnerable to small arms fire from the ground, unless it hovers directly above enemy troops, but it brings 1,000 supply, very quickly. Again, a great option. And we will have a look at all of these options as we play the game. Now, lastly, the logistics tab also offers us some range of command vehicles. I'm just going to go with the very basic M151 Mutt. Again, the considerations here are kind of similar in that you can get a slightly more armored vehicle, where optics, you might want to use them for, a little bit of, observation, or even just to make sure that they can actually see any saboteurs coming around. But, in reality, I don't think you really use these all that much. You just kind of stick them in the rear and hope they don't die, right? So I'd say stealth is probably the more important consideration. And you can also, capture, cap points quickly. You'll see, there are also command infantry squads and command tanks. in case you want to cap the point, before kind of fully capturing it or start contesting it. But for now, for the 8th Infantry kind of Bootcamp Micro Tactics series, I think this should be enough. So here we are. The logistics tab has been built out. We've got a field supply point. We have 4 different ways of delivering our supplies to our troops. I'll demonstrate the uses for that. And we got 3 little command trucks with command equipment. You can see here, it is a leader. The command unit does not only feature commanders and officers, but also critical command and control equipment, including radio and other communication devices. This allows for more effective tactical leadership on the battlefield. So any of these command vehicles also give +1 to veterans level of all nearby troops. However, these vehicles won't really be used for that. We'll only use these to kind of cap points. Now, as I mentioned at the start, again, this is sort of like a bootcamp micro tactics series. Now, why is it micro tactics? Because we're not going to employ any other support units other than infantry. And even in infantry, we're going to go with the basics. Now, what are the basics of infantry? There's a whole bunch of cards, and this is why the game very quickly becomes overwhelming, because you don't know, like, which ones I pick. What do they do? How do they interact with each other? But let's go, given we know that for the, we'll make a Soviet deck of a similar kind of theme, which will also have just logistics and infantry. So let's go ahead and just pick the standard American kind of infantry. And we'll go, among all of these, you can see we have the kind of machine gunners, some fire teams that are supported by, IFVs. So these guys are meant to fight with an infantry kind of fighting vehicle. Now let's ignore all of that. We have MP patrol. These guys kind of can boost sort of like morale of enemies, they boost suppression kind of generation. But we'll talk about all of that later. Again, let's not overcomplicate this. We have gunners, which is basically infantry squad with extra machine guns or kind of skewed towards machine gun, all sorts of things. But what we're going to go with is we come here, we go mechanized rifles, okay? Mechanized rifle, we are a mechanized division. So we have mechanized rifle leader, right? We're going to go for veteran seat trained, which is, there is no green, obviously, for the leader, but we could go veteran. It kind of gives these bonuses to accuracy, aiming time, reload time, stress resistance, and recovery. Now, hopefully, these guys aren't actually supposed to be fighting. They are supposed to be, kind of slightly behind, but close to the front line. This aura, or this sort of range of their, command and control equipment and sort of the boost to 1 veterancy is not actually that big. So let's go ahead and we grab a couple of officers. So we have 2 cards, each costing us 70 to 1 unit, and we have 2 units in each. So in total, we'll have 4 mechanized rifle leaders. We'll put them into M113s. We do have a range of transports for each unit. But I think it's kind of thematic and, believable that the commanders obviously roll in on a 113, which can also support any troops that they're kind of in their immediate kind of vicinity or in the immediate command with a heavy machine gun. And again, we'll talk about this in a little bit. Now, in terms of just general infantry, right, you can see there's also mechanized rifle law, light, what is this? Light anti-tank weapon, right? Now, what are these? This is just an infantry squad, costs 50 command points to deploy. How many unit cost average? I don't think this really means much. Part of the top, yeah, this kind of, it's all relative. It's all how you use it, and I think you need to make an independent assessment as to how good the unit is, but there is this unit cost kind of indicator. So generally speaking, it's not a very expensive unit. But it is a good one. What is it exactly? Well, it's 9 people, strength of 9. That indicates the number of soldiers in a squad or weapon team. The strength value indicates the hit points of a unit. More soldiers in a squad means more resilience. Each damage point eliminates 1 soldier, right? Their optics are normal, and the quality of the optics increases or decreases the distance at which a unit will spot a hidden enemy. Again, we will talk about recon in the next probably episode when we start adding some units. But for now, let's just know that the optics are kind of normal. Stealth is good, right? Indicates the level of stealth of the unit. The higher the value, the closer an enemy unit must come to successfully spot the unit. And so optics and stealth of 2 respective units kind of, they play off each other, they play together, and that's when one unit can spot the other, and why Some units will spot others, some units but not the others, etc. Again, this is kind of already getting more advanced, and like I said, very easy to get overwhelmed with this game. You'll see, even in this basic version with this micro tactics bootcamp, will already be a little bit overwhelmed. Now, speed, 24 kilometers per hour. Again, just something to note as kind of a baseline. This is kind of their walking speed. 24 kilometers per hour for infantry walking. 24, really? It's pretty high speed, I have to say. Because, yeah, there's definitely not this than 24 kilometers per hour. Is that realistic? Maybe. I mean, it is a fighting infantry squad. But in any case, forward deployment unavailable. We'll again talk about that also later. But what do we have? Armor, obviously none, right? We have 9 strength, 9 soldiers. Of those, we have here M16s times 7, so 7 soldiers are armed with M16A2s, 556 caliber, 546 kind of ammo between them. So I guess you can calculate how many magazines each soldier has. Let me just do that, just out of interest. I do like to geek out. 546 times 7 rifles. Yes, so 78. So about, interesting, it's about divided by 7 rifles, so 78 rounds per soldier. It's about 3 or 4 magazines. It's really not all that much. But here we are, right? So we have these kind of assault rifles. The assault rifle is the standard combat firearm for the vast majority of soldiers, effective across short to medium range. A great variety of assault rifles have developed, from compact variants to more accurate semi-automatic or burst fire and automatic rifles. Different calibers affect mobility, range, and firepower. Assault rifles are effective against enemy infantry and certain lightly armored targets. As a close range weapons, the weapons can be used in close combat situations, i.e. when you're close to the enemy or when you're in the same building. The weapon can be aimed and fired while moving. We have 7 of these in the squad. Right, weapon damage is kind of HE 0.32. Indicates the weapon's high explosive damage. The value is greatly reduced by armor. Right, the higher the HE value and the closer the target is to the point of impact, the bigger physical damage and more suppression the target will receive. So range, the range at which you engage matters. Right, we have some maximum range we'll talk about in a bit later, but being closer, makes the fight more deadly. Suppression indicates the weapon's suppression value. The higher the value, the more stress damage inflicted on a target. Suppression affects a target unit's cohesion and ability to fight. If enough suppression has been inflicted, a target might become stunned or even rout. Suppression can affect targets even when not hit directly, such as explosions. Again, we will see this in action in the game, but effectively use 7 of these. Right, there's 32, suppression of 28. Target ranges, so ground range here is 850 meters, indicates the maximum distance at which the weapon can fire at a unit. Depending on the weapon type, it can also include target ranges for helicopter and aircraft, right? So they can fire an aircraft, as I mentioned with the supply kind of Black Hawk, but it's only 500 meters. 500 meters, basically, you'll see in the game that's very close. That's when the helicopter's kind of hovering above you. In the case of anti-tank weapons, the ammunition's armor penetration value increases by 1 when getting 100 meters closer to a target. High explosive weapons can still inflict suppression damage to a target at maximum range. So here we are. We've got 7 M50s. The accuracy of them is stationary 35%, indicates the ammunition's chance to hit when stationary. The closer units to a target, the bigger the chance to hit. Right, so getting closer, again, increases accuracy, increases the brutality of combat. In motion, it's about 14%, indicates the chance of hitting a target when the weapon is fired while stationary or in motion. The closer a target, the higher the value chance to hit. Some weapons can only fire while stationary. Now, you'll see there are different kind of colors, and there is this line in between, and I believe that kind of corresponds to this unit cost, also kind of color coding. What it basically means, it kind of roughly compares it versus other units of similar type, I believe. So you can see our ground range is excellent, 850 meters. Helicopter range is pretty bad, 525. Again, is that kind of versus all infantry or this particular type of infantry squad? I'm not sure. But basically stationary, we're kind of average accuracy. In motion, it's actually pretty good. It is pretty low, but relative to other units, motion accuracy while on the move is all right. Shooting attributes, again here getting a little too deep to be honest, but rate of fire 144, aiming time 1.5 seconds. Again, we'll see what the aiming time, kind of what it looks like. Reload time 125, again will look like a salvo length 1. Supply cost 182 to replenish these guys, right? Just not a lot, but you know, some amount. And this is again already, as you can obviously tell, if you're interested in WARNO, that you're already is getting overwhelming. But you remember, for example, each M113, the smallest of our supply units, brings 600 supplies. So this is a third of that, right? And these are only the 7 M16s. Now this unit also brings with it a light support weapon. No special features other than it can be fired while on the move. M249, 556 caliber, 900 rounds. It's basically, you know, a well, not a submachine gun. It's a light machine gun. That's what it is exactly. Now, on its own, right, given it's one weapon versus 7 of these, it's got HE damage, kind of half of the M6 of the 7 M16s, right? It's got suppression value of, you know, again almost half. I mean, slightly less than half, I guess 40%. So it's a, you know, a big addition to the firepower and effectiveness of the squad with these mechanized rifles. Again, similar ranges, given, you know, it's just kind of, it's basically an M16 with the kind of a, you know, with a big belt-fed kind of ammunition type thing, roughly. But similar ranges. Accuracy is obviously a bit lower, again, kind of expected from a light machine gun. The motion's even lower, so kind of, you know, this kind of comes into play when they're stationary, they've taken up defensive positions, and, you know, they're firing. Shooting attributes, again, rate of fire is obviously double, aiming time a bit lower, reload time a bit higher, obviously, for a light machine gun. Salvo length of 1, supply cost of 90, right? So this one machine gun to resupply the whole thing, it's kind of double the ammo, half the supply cost. Now, in a game, I don't think it matters, you know, who dies first. Like, I don't think the game kind of calculates it that way, but, you know, it is possible to knock out the light support weapon person of this 9-man squad, I believe. I believe it is possible. But I think they kind of go last, effectively. Although I'm not 100% sure as to how the casualties are kind of taken out. Now, this little platoon of 9 people also carries with it a medium submachine gun, which can only be fired while stationary, right? This weapon requires the unit to be stationary in order to aim and fire. It is an M240B, 762 caliber, so higher caliber, 920 rounds also, just like the M249. It's got HE of 0.15, 0.15, suppression of 15, so kind of, you know, a little bit higher than the light machine gun, still about half. It's got similar ranges, so the ground target range is still 850. They're all kind of the same. Well, helicopters, however, you know, it can attack up to 700 meters up into the air, which kind of makes sense, I guess. If you aim it high, it kind of has to work against gravity. It probably has more power, so the bullets can actually fly there. Now, accuracy-wise, it's actually 35%. It's a great medium machine gun. It's got, you see, it's blue, so it kind of tells you that, you know, this is a great weapon in terms of accuracy. So M16s and M249s are great in terms of shooting attributes. Kind of average, I guess, in terms of accuracy. M249 is actually bad in terms of accuracy compared to other, I guess, light support weapons. But the medium machine gun's got great accuracy. Shooting attributes, your rate of fire, again, slightly slower. Aiming time, pretty awful. Reload time, alright. Obviously higher. Salvo length, supply cost is the same. Interestingly enough, even though it's a different caliber bullets, I would actually expect this to be a bit higher, but that's where it is, I guess, for balancing purposes. Now, anti-tank rocket launcher is the last kind of weapon that this group carries. It's got it's an anti-tank rocket launcher, hence the kind of light anti-tank weapon designation of this squad or platoon. It obviously has to be stationary to fire it. It's high explosive. The most common shell type is high explosives, commonly referred to as HE. High explosive uses a combination of shockwave, fire, and shell fragments to damage and destroy vehicles and personnel. It also high explosive anti-tank. It's a heat shell, right? High explosive anti-tank shell or missile uses a shaped charge explosive warhead capable of piercing armor. Because of the penetration performance relies on the warhead's explosive energy rather than its kinetic energy, heat munitions do not need to be launched at high speed. The projectile does not lose power over distance. So it only has a range of 675 meters, but it does not fall off. We'll see there's, again, the game gets very complicated, but there's obviously a type of ammunition where, the further away the target, the penetration and it kind of falls. Whereas here we always have 13 penetration, indicates the ammunition's maximum armor piercing value at maximum range. The higher the AP value in comparison with the target's unit's armor, the greater the chance to penetrate it, as well as any suppression damage inflicted. Armor piercing rounds are useless against infantry. It's got suppression of 254, so it will inflict some suppression on enemy armor if it hits it, even if it, well, it will do some damage. It won't necessarily kill it from the first shot, although it's possible, I guess. I guess, yeah. Well, yeah, it is like, it depends on the kind of the actual armor of the vehicle and where it hits the side or the rear, etc. But as we saw in our logistics kind of logistics vehicle, it's either less than 1 armor or 1, so this will easily penetrate that and blow it up straight away. Now the accuracy is 45% with this thing. We have 4 of these 66mm heat charges for this M72. Again, kind of if you ever saw any movie like The Platoon or whatnot, yeah, you will kind of recognize this immediately. So rate of fire is 20, aiming time 1.5 seconds, reload time 3 seconds, ammo length 1, supply cost 60. So with that, and these guys, we now need to just select the transport, and these guys are traveling on an M35 truck. We could put them in this 113, but I just want to kind of thematically, and to keep things really simple, let's go ahead and grab a couple of cards of these. Just simple mechanized, or really motorized in this case, infantry on a simple truck. No support weapons from the vehicle. These will just be sold, kind of returned off map, and we will get some kind of money for them. You see the M35 truck, much like our logistics units, has its own kind of well, it has a cost, right? So it's 20 units for this thing. It's a low cost. It's got no armor. It's basically a transport, so it is it can tow heavy equipment such as artillery on the battlefield, etc. It's got 8 points of damage you can take. It's not amphibious. Autonomy indicates the vehicle's off-road and road range in kilometers. This is based on its fuel. You'll see the logistics vehicles did not actually have any fuel. They're kind of assumed to have infinite range effectively, but all other vehicles have some sort of fuel amount. So it indicates the size of the unit's fuel reservoir or tanks, right? More fuel means greater autonomy, but requires more time and supply resources to refuel. So it can travel 37 kilometers off-road or 84 kilometers on the road. It has a speed of 50 and a road off-road and road speed of 90. So pretty simple, just a simple truck to deliver our infantry where it needs to the front line, and then effectively we sell it, as you say in the game. We can keep it, and we can then unload our infantry onto the truck, and then transport it somewhere else and go. But the reality, most of the time, you can just sell these, and then once it goes off map, goes kind of back to the rear, goes off map, you get this 20 points refunded to you. So we have 2 mechanized rifle teams, each costing us 70 points per 1 unit, which has 9 soldiers in it. We have 2 cards of these, of 6 platoons each. So we have 12 mechanized rifles. And they're going to come onto the battlefield in M35 trucks. These are, again, iconic US truck in service between about 1950 and 2000. Yeah, pretty iconic. Now, this is our infantry, right? So we got mechanized leaders supported by M113s, and we have mechanized rifles. Now this infantry, right, it can deal with tanks, which we're not really going to have much, but we'll have some armored vehicles, so this will be useful. They have the light support weapon and medium machine gun, and this is the kind of the basic infantry squad, right? So I'm deliberately keeping things simple. Now let's complicate things just one notch, and that is go have a look at these engineers. And all nations, pretty much all infantry decks have some sort of type of engineers. They might be called something different, but effectively what these guys are they have this designation here that they are not just an infantry squad, they're an assault squad. And we see here we have this shock trait. This unit features hardened soldiers specifically trained and equipped for close quarter battles, assault operations, and hand-to-hand combat. Shock units inflict more suppression when fighting at close combat ranges, including woods and urban terrain. So, what this means is that, you know, we're going to need to kind of defend or sort of like control some points, you know, buildings, woods, crossroads, etc. An infantry unit is kind of a good all-rounder, right? They got some rifles, they got the light support weapon, medium, kind of good range, got the anti-tank weapon here. So they're kind of a jack of all trades, right? And this is why I wanted to deal with them first. We'll have a kind of a leader to provide them with, you know, extra veterancy. And you can see we're picking, you know, we're making all of our units trained, right? We could also go veteran, but effectively we'll try to deploy them together with, you know, a leader squad, which will bump up their veterancy at no cost to us. In fact, you know, kind of increasing the firepower, which will be supported by, you know, plus the vehicle, plus the squad itself. You know, 6 people in the command squad. They'll have 6 M16s, and the M72s are distributed among the personnel. Now, the leader squad also has some explosives, right? Again, you can fire on motion, can be used at close range. It's a smoke. Smoke shells or grenades are used to create temporary smoke screens, masking friendly units on the battlefield. Smoke breaks lines of sight, allowing units to effectively disrupt guided missile attacks. It can also be used to retreat. It can also be used to assault. So, yeah, again, already complicates things quite a bit. But we do have 3 smoke grenades with the leader squad. Again, kind of optic stealth is all kind of the same across these. Now, back to picking engineers, right? We're going to need to assault things sometimes. And for that, we're going to, again, I'm just going to go quickly pick 1 card of engineer leaders, right? And then we're going to pick 1 card of trained engineers. We're going to give them M113s, A3s support vehicles. But let's have a look at what the engineers are. So they are an assault squad. Right? They do more suppression damage in close range. Obviously, no armor. What they are is 10-man squad of 9 M16s and 1 M60 medium machine gun. Again, here, obviously, altogether, because they're not 7 rifles, as in the mechanized rifle squad, but 9, the HE value here is higher for this group of weapons. Suppression is higher, but the ranges are the same. Accuracy is actually a bit better for them, you see, because it is, I guess, an assault squad. Is this per weapon? I'm actually not sure. I think it's a weapon suppression value. Yeah, I guess they're just overall better, yeah, even with the same weapon. It's actually not because they're 7, I assume. Yeah, it's just because they're generally better, right? So these guys are, you know, to assault places. Optics, speed, stealth, exactly kind of the same. But effectively, you know, assault rifles, they lost that light machine gun. I guess not particularly needed, but they have a medium machine gun to, once they have assaulted, you know, they can then kind of take up position and fire back while stationary. Now, they also have these explosives. Explosives can be encountered in many shapes and sizes, including handheld anti-personnel grenades, demolition or satchel charges, improvised explosives, and others. These are powerful but extremely close-range weapons, frequently used by assault troops to destroy vehicles or clear bunkers, obstacles, and enemy-held buildings. Explosives are very effective against enemy infantry in ambushes and close combat situations, especially in forests and urban terrain. They can also be used against enemy vehicles staying too close. Now, these says is satchel charges, demolition charges times 5. Obviously, can only be used while stationary. So it's kind of, you can't really run. You need to be in the position to just kind of stand or be in a building, and then you're going to start throwing these. And these are high explosive, and even anti-tank. Throw these, and you know you'll demolish the other infantry squad pretty quickly. Now, the way I personally like to think about this is that they're not kind of satchel charges, more like extra grenades, and I wish that's the way the game displayed it, because in assault squads, you know, that would be the difference to get, you know, versus mechanized rifles, that they would have extra grenades on each guy and just kind of lob them at the enemy as they assault, you know, that close range. But, you know, basically this is the way the game does it. You know, they say they have these 5 satchel charges. Obviously, it's kind of, there's accuracy, it's 150 meter range, right? So you have to be very close. But effectively, these are our assault troops. Now, we only get 1 card of leaders and 1 card of engineers kind of squads, these 10-man squad. We are going to bring them on M113A3s. This is a transport, but it does have 1 armor. kind of like the M113 that was the supply truck. And obviously it's this, pretty much, not pretty much, it is the same vehicle. It's just it's the A3 variant versus the A2 variant. Right? Now, I think that is thematic. We could bring these on M35 trucks, but I feel like these are the assault troops. They will, each squad like this will be supported by M113. However, this isn't really an infantry fighting vehicle, so there is no bonus for being next to it. But regardless, it will bring a heavy machine gun to support these guys. And a heavy machine gun is a belt-fed, crew-served weapon firing large caliber rounds, useful in a variety of roles, be it against infantry, vehicles, and even aerial targets. This bigger weapon needs to be operated on a stable platform or vehicle. Heavy machine guns are likely operated by a small weapons team and effective at range against infantry and lightly armored vehicles. 2,000 rounds, 12.7 caliber, 0.3 of HE, 28 suppression, so pretty much doubles the HE and suppression value of the squad. It's got a ground range of 1,400 meters. Excellent machine gun, M2 HB. Helicopters, you can fire at 1,200, but we're not going to have many helicopters other than some few kind of troop transports. Decent accuracy, can be fired while on the move. Rate of fire isn't great. It's a heavier kind of caliber, so it's more of it's a big kind of support weapon. Again, speeds are the same. It's still an M113, just the A3 variant. It's got fuel of 360. Again, this isn't kind of too important right now. Now, we still do have 4 cards of infantry units. And I'm going to get another assault squad, since we'll likely probably will be doing a lot of assaulting. But we'll get Engineers Flash variant. And what are these? It's still an assault squad, Engineers. Actually, it just has because it's a different card, it's got a slightly different setup in terms of what weapons they carry. And this is a smaller squad of just 5 people with 5 M16s, but it also brings, M16s we already talked about, but it also brings with it an incendiary rocket launcher. An incendiary rocket launcher is a specialized man-portable weapon capable of firing incendiary or thermobaric warheads. The warhead is often confused for napalm, but the incendiary rocket launcher in many ways better resembles a standoff flamethrower. Incendiary rocket launchers are effective against enemy infantry and buildings. So this is a pretty amazing weapon, as we'll see but when we get to assault. Has 8 kind of rockets. It's an M202 Flash is what it's called, 66mm. Effectively a flamethrower. This is what flamethrowers evolved to kind of after Second World War. But it's a 500-meter range. You have to get pretty close, but it's pretty accurate. But it's devastating. Like, it's got suppression of 125. It's got HE of 0.6. So it will devastate infantry squads if they're out in the open and you're in the building and they try to assault you. They're not long for this world. But even if they're in a building, this is incredible for clearing out buildings. So we're going to get 5 cards of these. They're only 55, but you get a 5-man squad though. Now, we still have 3 units left. And what we're going to add is, there's a bunch of other things. There's this fire teams with kind of vehicles, MP patrols already mentioned. There are these gunners, which is kind of an alright unit. It is an infantry squad, but I kind of don't want to just confuse things and, again, overcomplicate things. But this is effectively that same mechanized rifle squad with the same M72 anti-tank rocket launcher, but except they lose the light machine gun and they gain 2 more medium machine guns. So a pretty good unit overall, right? But they only have 4 assault rifles, so kind of a stationary, more defensive support type battalion. But I don't want to get it. What I do want to get instead, if we are going to go for machine guns, they're going to be stationary. I'm going to go for these guys. Let's add 1 card. So these guys are basically a heavy machine gun. So just as we read about a heavy machine gun on top of the M113, this is kind of a crew-operated heavy machine gun, the M2HB. It's actually... Yes, it is the same. Yeah, it is the same one. This is the same machine gun. Again, 1,400 range. Can't actually fire at helicopters, however. Notice the difference. I guess they can't really tilt it up all that way. But it is, it's a great 1,600 rounds. It has to be on a tripod. Tripod offers a much greater stability. Platform weapons mounted on tripods are more accurate and have higher rate of fire. But it's similar stats. Effectively a 4-man squad. Oh, sorry, 4 strength squad. So yeah, I guess a 4-man squad. This number of soldiers in a squad, yeah. But it's effectively a weapon crew, and you'll see that these are super effective. The 1400 meter range is, oh, it's great. But we'll have these to kind of support our other troops, you know, on an assault or mostly kind of defensively. Yep, and they will come in just simple M151 trucks, same as the ones we have for our command to kind of cap points. But again, as I mentioned, so these mechanized leaders and these leader engineers, they can cap points as well as fight and raise veterancy for our troops and kind of participate in combat. Now, last 2 infantry cards. And I know we've been going on for a while now, but I promise the rest of this will actually be pretty quick. Now, last 2 activation points. Let's add a bit of flavor. Again, there's lots of things we could add. Let's not overcomplicate things. And let's just get a bit of kind of flavor for the United States. Again, trained veterancy. You can see, obviously, again, I haven't actually explicitly mentioned this, but as you go up in veterancy, you gain, you know, a few benefits. The main one being really the stress recovery here, you see. So accuracy rate of fire, stress resistance bonuses aren't really great, and aiming time. But the stress recoveries, as opposed to 0.6 for green troops, it's 1.9. And the stress recoveries, when people are firing at you, they might necessarily be killing you. But, you know, they do suppress you, and as you get suppressed, your overall performance just degrades quite quickly. And so we're going to get 5 air cavalry troops on Black Hawks. So each Black Hawk, you can see here, will cost us 60, right? And each troop of these will cost us 55. You can see here. So together it will cost us 115, but we can return the Black Hawk because it's a transport. We can sell it, and we can get that 60 back. But it will take some time to deliver, you know, while we have the Black Hawk on the field, kind of delivering the troops and flying back, that 60 points is tied up. So what are these air cavalry troopers? Now, they're an infantry squad, but they do have a little trait here, and the trait is security. The second line infantry unit is only lightly equipped for combat, tasked instead with patrolling and securing the rear. These soldiers guard against enemy saboteurs and infiltration attempts. Security units increase their optics and spotting abilities to good when not moving. They remain classified as infantry, however, as opposed to recon. So they will have optics that are good as opposed to normal if they're stationary. And they can hold their own, right? They have it's a 9 man squad. Got 7 M16s, 2 medium machine guns, 2 M60s, and 4 M72 66mm heat chargers. So they can deal with tanks, they can deal with infantry. You know, they're probably more for holding the rear or the sides. Again, we'll see the enemy will try to kind of seep through forests and flanks, etc. And so it is good to have these units, good to deliver them to these remote areas pretty quickly, and just make them kind of stand there, observe and defend, or delay the enemy before we bring reinforcements if necessary. And, you know, we get the iconic Black Hawk here, UH-60A. Again, we'll see how all of that works. Now, the Black Hawk itself is a transport. Obviously moves at 245 meters, got 1,000 liters, so it can't just travel indefinitely. But it's got autonomy of 119 kilometers, still 10% ECM. It does have 2 medium machine guns on its, 1 on each side. Not a great amount of weapons. It's not really, it won't really do a lot, but it can support these troops, if they have to land in a hot zone. So kind of useful. Now, the last and the most expensive, and again, as you saw, the activation points for our infantry, even in an infantry deck, right? It depends. There's this curve of how quickly additional units of the marginal cost of each unit. That curve differs, division by division. Hence, as I already mentioned, why infantry division will always be skewed towards infantry because that marginal cost increases slower. But as we get to the last card, obviously, we already have to pay 3 activation points, and it doesn't matter how good the unit is. It's just it's all related to how many cards. So let's go with the 3 activation points. Yeah, and for flavor, let's get just get things a bit more exciting. Let's get Rangers, get them trained, get them in a Black Hawk. Another card. So like, what are these Rangers? So obviously 65 command points per unit. It is a high cost unit, but it is an infantry unit. Now, however, it's got this cool looking skull. What does that mean? It's obviously a special forces unit, right? Rangers lead the way. I think it's the Army's special forces unit, sort of, or special, sort of, I don't know, special regiment. I mean, they have many different things in US, obviously, as in any other army. I'm not going to say I'm an expert, but this is one of the special forces units. So this unit represents an army's creme de la creme. Highly trained professionals, well equipped, with more combat veterancy than regular troops. Special forces units take less suppression in combat and deal more damage on top of the elite veterancy level. Now, what does this actually mean? It means that, first of all, per each veterancy, they gain much more, right? So you'll see already, even at a veteran level, the stress recovery is 2.9 compared to 2.3, for example, for veteran air cavalry troopers, right? So they generally benefit more from veterancy, but we're upped at 1 to veteran. Again, I think thematically that kind of works. We get 4 of these. They come in Black Hawks, again, for the same reason, kind of special forces, right? Got that Black Hawk down situation. I'll try to avoid that, but it probably will happen. But there they are. These guys are good close combat. They're just all round better. For now, let's not concern ourselves what exactly this means, but they're basically all round better per level of veterancy and in general. So, for example, also they are a shock troop. Right? Shock units inflict more suppression when fighting at close combat ranges, including woods and urban terrain. So again, these guys are good for assaulting. What are they equipped with? They're equipped with 7 Colt Commando, 556 caliber. They have a light support weapon, kind of an M249, 2 of these. And they have an M72, 66mm heat. Again, we have the same anti-tank rocket launcher. It's a heat type kind of tube anti-tank. All of our troops have the same one. So again, just to keep things as simple as possible. Again, we see the M249. We've already talked about all of this. You can just see that all of the stats are better for Rangers, right? With any weapon. M249s, right? Obviously, this is doubled because there are 2 weapons, right? But even then, interestingly enough, 0.14, 0.27. Okay. Well, they have shorter range on their, obviously called commandos. But this is because they are geared towards, assaulting in close range. Interestingly, the accuracy of these, for example, is 37 as opposed to 30. Yeah, so they are motion. Yeah, they are better. You see, they can run and gun. Overall, they're basically better. And so, yeah, I know this has pretty much taken, Jesus, an hour already. But, well, let's see. It's just kind of a test episode, guys. Let me know if you like it down in the comments or with a like to the video, but you will see what I mean when we actually play. But that's pretty much it for this deck. Now, this is not a complete deck. This is not how the game is meant to be played. Again, this is for the Bootcamp type series that I just thought about. We obviously, all modern armies also have artillery, tanks, recon, AA, helicopters, and air, but we're just going to play with logistics and infantry and see how these two play together, okay? And this is our 8th Infantry Bootcamp deck. Now, we're going to close this out. It's going to say, warning, you can add more units. Do you want to stop editing your battle group? Yes, we do. Now, for our opponent, right, we don't want them to take random sort of battle group that's fully equipped. So we're going to create, a similar themed kind of, but a Soviet one. Again, we're not going to go with any, kind of Eastern German, etc. We're just going to go with standard Soviet, again, just to get some of that iconic equipment and to keep things kind of simple. Now, the 39th, again, this Gordieska means like kind of guardsman, sort of like honorary kind of title. Motostrelki means motorized or mechanized also. And Strelki means like shooters in Russian. Division, it's getting grade B. It's an infantry division. Let's go ahead and click on that. And again, we're obviously in the same screen, right? Let's go ahead and put this as 39th Infantry Bootcamp, right? Again, we have 50 activation points. Again, we have Sklad Snabzhenia. It's just what it's called, but that basically means a warehouse, you could say, Sklad, of like supply, logistics hub, okay, logistics kind of point. Obviously, there's different units, so it will never be one for one. But broadly speaking, right, they still have the MTLB SNAB. SNAB is again for Snabzhenia, that first word, which means like logistics or supplies. Again, it's got 1 armor, so very similar to M113A2 that we have. Speed of 50, 75, very similar, 600 supplies. It's amphibious, however, unlike M113, pretty cool. Still costs, sorry, let's actually add 1 card. So 10 of these, 25 each. So pretty much equivalent to M113, except it's amphibious. So kind of better in that way for the same cost. Now, the USSR also has the Ural 4320 SNAB, again the Snabzhenia, which means logistics, truck. So let's go ahead and add 6 of those. That's again another 6,000. Now they each carry 1,000 supplies, speed of 60, road 90, again slightly better speeds, same damage, kind of similar to M35, but I'd say overall a bit of a better truck, to be honest. So we'll add those. Now we took 4 units of supplies with the US, so let's actually do the following. All right, since they don't have the, again, to remind us, we have the kind of armored M113A2 variants. We got the M35 truck for US. We also have the HEMT, the 2,000 supply, highly, what was it? Was it even? I forget now. I have it here. Heavily expanded mobility tactical truck, which the USSR doesn't seem to have an equivalent of. We also have the Black Hawk supplies, which the USSR doesn't have. So USSR is going to have the basic MTLBs and the Ural trucks, right? So kind of armored and non-armored, kind of larger supply vehicles. We're also going to give it a couple basic command RKHM. It's a command vehicle, it's amphibious, so on the same kind of chassis as the MT Lab. So just a couple of basic command vehicles to cap points, right? It's pretty simple. Again, similar stats, but actually overall, USSR kind of wins here. This is the 39th kind of infantry division. In terms of Soviet infantry, again, we're going to try to find the kind of the standard, the standard troops types, and yeah, I think this will do. So we'll go with trained as well. So we have Motostrelki Kom, means like commandeer or like commander, right? Sorry, I'm just wondering. I actually, yeah, I believe this is the division I wanted. So we'll take these. These will come in, I guess, the iconic BTR 60 PB, which brings with it, it's effectively an armored personnel carrier, I think they're pretty much the equivalent of M113s. It's got 1 armor everywhere, but it does have a heavy machine gun and a medium machine gun. Heavy machine gun is what the M113A3 variant has, but it has, medium machine gun on top of that. Slightly shorter range, but still, kind of equivalent. It got a great range, or exactly the same range as us. I don't recall the accuracy now, but maybe slightly less accurate, which will let us win against it. It is amphibious, probably has better speeds. I mean, it's wheeled rather than tracked, so no surprise there. But the optics are bad, kind of hard to see out of this thing. Stealth is bad, it's got that weird kind of profile. That's kind of what it is. Let's not get bogged down in these kind of mini stats. But for now, this is what our commanders will come in. Much like in our US deck. Let's grab a couple of these. So we have 4 squads. Commanders will be supported. It's only it's an 8 damage, but it's a 4-man squad, it seems. Sorry, pardon me. Yeah, it is a 4-man squad, interestingly. It's got 3 AK-47s, 545 caliber, 234 ammos. It's got the sniper rifle with its, command unit. The SVD, again, iconic, 762 caliber, 100 rounds. It's got, well, it still has the same range, so yeah, it's not really a sniper rifle. It's more a marksman precision kind of fire rifle. It does have anti-tank launchers, RPG-22s, so 72.5mm heat, 4 rounds of those. We have 60mm on the Americans. They have penetration of 15 as opposed to our 13, so pretty much better. You know, got the kind of the marksman capability, same the better anti-tank weapon, and we have 3 smoke grenades. So now here, these guys are, you know, supposed to fight together with their IFV. So this unit is composed of soldiers trained to fight with an infantry fighting vehicle, following an army's mechanized infantry doctrine. The troops work closely with an IFV once dismounted. This way, soldiers take full advantage of the vehicle's armor, weapons, and sensors. IFV infantry units take less suppression in combat when near an infantry fighting vehicle. Now, the range on that is not huge, so you're very much tied to that if you want to take advantage of that benefit. But I'd say it's kind of hard to do, if I'm honest. Now, anyway, that's our 4 kind of commanders rolling in BTR 60s. For our kind of general infantry, right? Let's take the RPG 22s. So this is kind of the standard. They're going to come in just normal trucks, just like our US counterparts. All right, and let's get a couple of these. Again, 12. Just like we had. So these guys are 7-man squads. Interestingly, oh, hang on. So let's put both of these in Gaz 66s, little trucks. 7-man squad, 6 AK-74s, again iconic. Again, we talked about this, assault rifles for close range. Same range as us. Better accuracy though. Interestingly, yeah. And they got the RPK-74, I guess sort of AK platform light support weapon. As opposed to ours, you know, we have a light and a medium machine guns on our, although all at the range of 850, on our light sort of mechanized rifles. But largely similar. Better accuracy for these guys. We'll probably have better overall suppression. And they have anti-tank rocket launchers, again, the RPG-22s that we just saw in the commander unit. Better penetration slightly, suppression, etc. There they are. Now, what else? There's obviously different variants of these with better anti-tank weapons, which we're not going to need since we're not going to have a lot of anti-tank. What we're going to need is, let's get some you know, command and assault superi, which just means engineers, or like combat engineers in Russian. So let's get 1 card of these. Again, we'll talk about what they're equipped with. Let's get 1 card of trained engineers and 1 card of these PROs. Again, I will just go, give you 1 second. So these guys will come in BTR 60 PBs, the commanders for sure. A, because they're commander. B, because they're commander of an assault unit. And so, you know, these guys come with assault rifles and anti-tank, you know, RPGs. Again, the classic RPG-7VL, 85mm heat, 80 penetration, no satchel charges, right? So not great for that. Our engineers should actually win against these guys. But that's the commander unit, right? And you can say here again, they're shock troops and their leaders. Now, the Sappery, the engineers here, come with 7 against an 8-man squad. It's an assault squad with shock, right? So it inflicts more suppression damage at close combat ranges. Oh, sorry, I actually confused this, yeah. So these are the guys with satchel charges, so equivalent, yeah, very much equivalent. A medium machine gun and assault, so very much equivalent to us. Better accuracy, though, again. Better accuracy. Yeah, these guys just... Soviets are just winning so far. Now, these guys are going to roll in on BTR 60 PBs, heavy machine gun and a medium machine gun as well, because we gave M113s to our guys. And these guys are also going to roll in on BTRs. So these are sort of the 2. Now, you get fewer of them, so you get 9 and 2, so 11, as opposed to us, I think, getting 12. So we get 2 commanders and 5 and 5. Now, these guys, sorry, the last unit I haven't talked about is they come... This is actually... Yeah, this is way better. This is, again, strength of 8. You got 7 AK-47s, a PKM, a medium machine gun, and you have the incendiary rocket launcher, 93mm RPO. Man, these guys are... Yeah, they're gonna give us hell, to be honest. I mean, they're better. Like, you can just see that. I mean, they're more expensive. You get not as many of them, but supported by this, you know, bigger squads are, you know, more resilient. But these guys, yeah, they can really do some damage again. Incendiary rocket launcher. Again, I don't quite remember the stats for us, but I mean, these guys decimate infantry, both on our side and these guys. Better range, I think, than us. 675 meters. But yeah, okay. Now, we are also, for the last 3 cards, let's try and give the Soviets some flavor. And I think to give them some flavor, we're going to give them some medium machine gun crews, because they don't have a heavy machine gun. But yeah, they have 8. These are pretty cheap, 35 command points per unit with UAZ, sort of a basic Jeep type vehicle. But this is basically a PKM with a tripod, so it's got, you know, decent range, decent accuracy, etc. Now we are going to give them, because they don't really have anything aerial or anything special forces. Maybe it's not in this deck, but again, it's never, you know, 1-for-1. This is why, you know, that's why this game is great, because it does kind of keep the theme of that division from real life, and also, you know, kind of, it doesn't seek basically, I guess, like this perfect balance. There's always kind of some skew towards one way or another. But basically, it doesn't have any kind of aerial kind of you know, helicopter type infantry. It doesn't have any special forces, so we're gonna go with instead with these Plimer 30mm. Plimer is flame. So let's add these guys. They're gonna come on an UAZ, and who they are a weapon crew. They're support, right? No, is it gonna give us? No, is it not gonna give us? Well, it's pretty clear, I guess, what support is. Same as these guys, the designation. But effectively, it's a grenade launcher, right? An AGS, so automatic grenade, I guess, launcher. It's got 30mm grenades, 200 of them. And this thing is also devastating. Accuracy, 67%. Man, it's basically stationary, but it's high explosives. This is, yeah, an amazing weapon. Boom, 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 boom. You'll see it. It can be devastating to infantry. And given we're playing without artillery, this thing is even, you know, it's a significant power boost, and you'll see we're going to suffer from this. Now, what else do we want these guys to bring? I guess let's give them, because these guys, so this is kind of a unit of machine gunners. We had the similar unit in US, but we decided not to take it. But effectively, it's 3 PKM, so 3 medium machine guns and stuff. An infantry squad that's slightly smaller, 7 people, still has the same anti-tank RPG-22, but instead of having, let's say, 7 or 6 AK-74s, it's got only 4 because it has fewer people, but 3 medium machine guns. So I think maybe to kind of help the Soviets basically have more infantry, just more machine guns, along supported with these 4 grenade launchers, automatic grenade launchers. Yeah, and I think go ahead and save this here. Now we have gone on the hour, but you know, this is important. It's important to set this up. But now we're actually ready to start. And I'm gonna go ahead and quit again. It's asking me to add more units. I'll say kind of yes. We don't. Yes, that we do not want to add more units. And we're gonna go with a solo game. Gonna go skirmish, and we're gonna play with. Oh, did I not save that? No, wait, I did. Oh, sorry. So this is our 8th Infantry Bootcamp Division, and this is the 39th Infantry Bootcamp Division. We're gonna go play with hardest AI. We're gonna play on airport duel. So the airport map, very small map. It's got a good variety, and I really like it. We have commander control will be 7%. That is how much our income decreases by. Sorry, our kind of minute by minute command point income will decrease by 7% of the total value of units we have deployed. So the more units that we deploy and that are, you know, in action and have survived, the less minute by minute income we will have. So you kind of can't really snowball. So the more you, or like, kind of helps to lower the snowball kind of potential. I will show you what that means in the game. Now ambience will be morning. We can go night and evening, but we'll go morning. Combat rules are conquest, so we need to get points. NATO versus pact. We're going to start with 500 points. You know, as few as possible. This is the way I like to play the game. Pretty much the only way. We're We're going to go with income factor of 0.5 of normal. Normal is 260 per minute. Half is 130, and we're going to get even less because it's going to get reduced by 7%. Score limit will be 2,000, so that we do, there is a bit of pressure on us to actually, do something, and the games don't drag out too long. This is how many command points. So if we hold more command points than the enemy, we'll start ticking, kind of getting, these tickets ticking up. And yeah, up to 2,000. At that point, we win. Time limit, no time limit, doesn't matter. So there we are, guys. We've set up our micro boot camp. Just the very basics, logistics and infantry. And let's go ahead and launch the game. Whew. It's more than an hour. Jeez. I need a drink of water. But, it's a big episode, guys. I hope those who are new to WARNO will enjoy this and will learn something from it. Now, again, I kind of assume you know some of the basics of the game, so I'm not going to go over UI and whatnot. Maybe just a little bit. But here we are in the game. This is the map, the coolest thing. I mean, I think this is the incredible thing about the game is that within seconds, you could zoom in and zoom out. Now, this is kind of the warning order, this and that. Now you can see everything I said, but what is actually important? The important thing is that we have 500 points to start with. We get 130 is our income. Indicates the number of command points awarded at the end of the timer, displayed in 60 seconds, right? Command and control is 7%, right? Now, max command point that we can store is 750. Now, once we start deploying, we'll say we'll spend this 500 units. We'll have 500 worth of units on the battlefield. 7% of 500, which is slightly less than 50, because 50 would be 10%, will be deducted from our income, and you will see how that happens. Now, let's come up with a plan. Let's have a look at the map first of all. Right. This is our kind of initial deployment area. We can deploy units anywhere near here. Again, we don't want to overcomplicate it, but there can be units that are airborne that can be deployed further out. That will be the next step we take. And on the right-hand side, there's actually typically a minimap here, which I have turned off because I kind of like to just... I don't like the minimap. I never really look at it. Maybe it's just me, but you can turn that off in your settings. Otherwise, it's just the kind of the point counter. 2,000 is the maximum. The more of these we hold, or if we hold more than the enemy, they will tick up. They never tick down. But they can also just stall if we both own similar number of victory points. Then they will neither tick up nor down. This is the kind of little summary of that. So right now we have 8 command points available across the map. Now you can see it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kind of command areas, except that 2 of them are worth 2 points and 4 of them are worth 1 point. Now, let's go ahead and finally deploy now. Again, it is not necessary. Let's first of all go with logistics. It is not necessary to deploy a field supply unit. It's not even necessary to have that in your deck, especially given we don't really have that many units in our infantry. It's a perfectly legitimate strategy to just have these basic supply units, call them onto the field, let them deliver the supplies, and then just sell them and get the unit back if it doesn't get destroyed. However, I like, again, it's just the way I like to play. I think thematically, I like it. You can destroy the field supply point with some kind of special forces or even artillery fire. Hence, I think some people don't use them. I think you can still destroy it. Pretty sure you can. But I like to have it so that I can show you, again, because it's a bootcamp type series, I can actually show you guys how to get the supply line working. And this is what really we are focused on, infantry and supply. So we're going to deploy our field supply point, right? And that is already 40% of our command points. That is significant disadvantage, right? The enemy, I'm not sure if they will actually deploy the field supply point. So they will come out with probably more units. Now, before we deploy any of the infantry units, and we don't need any supply units at the start, because, we're not really fighting yet. All the units will come with a certain amount of supply. So, you can go to infantry. You're going to even here, the boots on the ground of your battle group. While slow on foot and fragile in the open, infantry excels in attacking and holding terrain. Infantry units come in a variety of shapes and sizes with different levels of training and manpower, as well as traits and weaponry. They perform a variety of roles from the general infantry squads to close combat assault squads and command squads who can capture zones and improve friendly troops near them. Smaller weapon teams are built around crew-served weapons including support and anti-tank. Forward deployed units can deploy much further than regular units at the start of a battle. And everything I've talked about, and we will explore everything here except forward deployed units and anti-tank units. But effectively, before we decide what to deploy, we need to decide what we're actually going to do. And you can see this map, like it's got variety. It basically has this town in the kind of the east that really we don't need to hold, but it can threaten our deployment zone. So we will need to kind of deal with it. So the map is kind of heavily skewed towards more like northwest, right? But in the east, we do have Point Bravo here, with a few buildings and some woods. The main point is kind of the airport. Again, I also really like the kind of the theme of this. Obviously, airports are critical infrastructure in a war. So very much kind of realistic scenario. Now, we have a 2-point pop-up point here that's closest to us. So it would be nice to take that. That'd probably be kind of our core staging area. They have a 2-point alpha point out here that's closest to them. They're probably going to take that. So that's going to be us being even. We then have the Zulu point, one kind of command point, which is the westernmost urban area, you could say, right? Because what this really is there is a kind of a town here in the middle, right? There's the airport. Yeah, I guess the town and some industrial buildings, a logistics hub. I guess a power station, probably. Right? Yeah, it's kind of a couple of power stations, maybe some factories. These are kind of the residential areas. Yeah, so I guess this is sort of this, whatever you want to call it, western residential kind of industrial area. We have this is kind of the water treatment facility here for us. For them is these sort of a few kind of highway sort of restaurants type buildings on the way to the airport. A little town, maybe this is a hotel of some sort next to the airport. And we have the airport itself, Echo Point, and Foxtrot, which effectively, I guess, also, pretty much the airport. The airport is kind of divided into two parts, right? The central command tower, and I guess a slightly small part here. And we have a Point Bravo here, which is also some sort of logistics hub. Some sort of logistics hub with some buildings. So what is our plan? Well, our plan was going to be, I think, to dash onto here, get control of Papa, get control of Zulu and Echo. That will give us 1, 2. I'll probably hold Alphas. That'll be 1, 2. If we hold Zulu and Echo, then at the least we control the airport. We then might get Foxtrot, for example, and Bravo. And that's how we win. Yeah. But I guess in terms of shortest, we're going to dash here, take Papa and Zulu, maybe kind of block them off, and then maybe expand into Echo, I would assume. Urban areas should be easiest to hold, so if we can get our troops in there, it's kind of now or never, really, right? It will be much easier to take them now than to fight into them later. Now, we have 325 points. What are we going to bring? Well, we're going to need a command point. Why do we need it? We need it to cap points. That's A. And secondly, we need it to improve the veterancy and overall performance of our troops. And third reason is that it brings the M113A3 armored personnel carrier with a heavy machine gun on it. Now, then let's bring a couple of mechanized rifles. Now, these are not assault squads, but we're not assaulting anything. These are just your kind of all-rounder infantry squad. All right. And we have 115 points left. Now, we don't need the Rangers. We need air cavalry. What we need, I think, is the couple of crew-served heavy machine guns. Because if we can get these to the right place...
I'm listening, Captain.
...in the right amount of time, we can, that will, we'll take up the most advantageous positions. And that will help us defend this territory much easier. So let's go ahead. We've selected these units all together. Now we'll order them to move fast. Order the unit to use the road network to travel to their destination as fast as possible. And we'll just order them to come.
Receive loud and clear.
This little forest here, that will be our staging area. We'll see how the situation develops. And yeah, here we are, guys. Finally, 1.5 hours later. Let's go ahead and launch battle. We have no points left. Every 60 seconds, we will get 130. Although let's launch the battle. You'll immediately see that this goes down to 119. Why? Because we now have total units on the field is 320, excluding our field supply point, represent an upkeep of 22 points, right? So 22 points, that is 7% of 320. Max command points we can store is 750, so we do have to spend them. Otherwise, you know, you will kind of lose them, basically. Now, as we travel, obviously the enemy is also advancing. But let's have a think about what we actually need to do now.
Yes, sir. Full speed, sir.
Okay, they seem to have taken... Interesting. Seem to have this as the faster way, really. As opposed to this, I guess there's only one turn. It's very interesting. I'm gonna go in here.
Wilco, out. Get out now.
I'm gonna go press shift and unload, such that when it actually comes here, it's gonna unload, and then the command unit is going to capture this point as Zulu, because right now the enemy has captured Alpha, and they're now getting 2 points per second, so they will win in 24 minutes. But once we capture this ourselves, you don't need to keep a command point in it. It used to be the case in Wargame Red Dragon, and even in WARNO when it first came out, but it's no longer the case. So we're going to start capturing it.
This war will...
Yep, it's going to be pretty quick. Then we're going to load our mechanized rifle leader back into our APC and move them here. Now, while we're here, now they've captured this, so we're going to assume, unfortunately, that they're going to get here faster. And I feel like for them it's a straight line, so they probably will get here. So we need to go ahead and unload. I'm going to press Y, which is unloaded position, which will make the truck kind of come. Unload these heavy machine guns. We'll unload them here. We can move them. But if we press C, we can see kind of the vision cone. Obviously everything gray is you can't fire there because you can't see. However, you also need kind of this recon value versus the enemy's stealth values when you can actually spot targets, and this is why recon is extremely important. But this time, you know, we're just keeping things simple. But these are good points for our heavy machine guns to set up. I mean, this isn't a great point, frankly, but I want to set up here, and then we can move maybe to this. Yeah, maybe we can move here in the end. But I feel like they're about to come out and start firing at us, which I don't like. But okay, let's go ahead. Do this.
I won't say no to...
Okay, we have captured a point. Now they got 50 points because, you know, there was that short period of time where they were ticking up 2 points. But, you know, that's it. We're even now. So now no one, you know, they have 2 points. We have 2 points. So we're neither winning nor losing. We're going to pull up our mechanized rifle leader, fast travel to this little wooded area here. Wooded area makes you hard to see. Makes you also take less HE damage. Meanwhile, what we really need to do is we need to get in here. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to unload. So what I just did was mechanized rifles. I'm going to get the M35 trucks to unload one unit here in case, you know, they need BTRs. You know, we're not expecting any tanks. Any BTRs come through, we'll blow them up with our M72 light anti-tank weapon. But the reality is we need to get on to, what is it, Zulu, right? Yeah, we need to go into Zulu, and we will bring our mechanized rifles there. Oh, yeah, there's enemies there. Now you'll see I have the, and I'm just going to pause, but whenever I click on a unit with engagement rules, I have transport automatic cell on, such that as soon as an unarmed transport unloads the unit it's carrying, it will immediately go off map, and be sold. Oh, hang on. So let's go ahead and pause. First of all, we already missed 2 ticks of income, and that will cost us as I talk. But basically, let me first finish this point that these unarmed transports like the M35 trucks and M151 Jeeps will go back. We'll get the points back for them. Now here we have unloaded our mechanized rifles. That's perfect. We're going to get our command point in here as well. They're going to boost their veterancy and they're going to sit in this building and kind of try and defend it and maybe cap Zulu. Now, we do have an enemy Arkham spotted. This is their command vehicle. What was it trying to cap, I wonder? No, I think it's actually going to the airport to cap. So we have spotted it because, why? It's probably because its stealth is bad and our optics are normal. And so we have seen it. But we can't fire at it. And this thing might be able to just take a shot at it, but it does take time to aim. Actually, not quite. Yeah, so distance is 1600. So if I click on the 12.7mm M2HB, the heavy machine gun, and I point over this, you can see it says enemy armor 1, rare. This is where it's facing. It will change. This thing has 1 armor, front, back, sides, and rear. Front, rear, and sides. Distance is 1603, right? 1600 meters, whereas this guy's maximum range is 1400, as we remember. So you can't really fire on it. Chance to win would be very easy, so it would hit it, and it would damage it. Very interesting. What's a penetration? It doesn't actually say penetration, but it does deal good HE damage. That one armor doesn't really stop us. Now, we do have the mechanized rifle leader coming up here, and that will bring, another, APC with a heavy machine gun on it. So we effectively have 3 machine guns here. Now, we do have 240 of income. So I suggest a couple more mechanized rifles. I would suggest... We really do need to defend this kind of properly, so I would suggest... I feel like this side will be stationary defense. So let's bring another heavy machine gun, stationary. And we have 48 points left. I'm actually going to bring a M113 supply and leave the 23 points for later. Let's go ahead and pause. Okay, and we'll see how situation develops.
Beware, commies nearby.
Okay, we have new units on the map. Yep, and it's gonna take a while. This is why speed and all those things are important in this game. Very important. Now we are capping a point. As soon as this our leadership unloads, bring our vehicle back. We can press G for reverse. This is effectively. I'm actually gonna put it in these woods, right, so that they can see, look over this this road. And that's it. We've capped it. That means no enemy command point is present. Let's go ahead and pause. But we now have +1. It will take us 50 minutes to win. But we're at least catching up to them. Obviously, this isn't really about victory. This is more about just kind of keeping up right now. We have had another tick where obviously our income is decreasing as we're getting more and more units. Now let's have a think. Now I think I'm going to bring another mechanized rifle leader. Because what we really need... I'm going to bring this guy here. And don't need any engineers. I guess this would be nice. Let's bring another heavy machine gun. We already have 3. Like, I feel like if we had sort of 1 maybe here. And this is... Let's look at this town. It's this wooded area. It's really, we need heavy machine gun kind of here, along with like a infantry squad here. That would secure this side. frankly, right? That should be enough. They would not be able to approach these woods. And that heavy machine gun here would be very nice, right? It's got a good overview. I mean, together, there's 2 heavy machine guns here and here. They would shoot everything. They're supported by a couple of infantry squads with maybe a command point here that will boost the accuracy of all of this in case they do get into this tree line. So that's 2 heavy machine guns. Let's say we have 2 mechanized rifles and a mechanized rifle leader. That should be able to hold, along with the M113 heavy machine gun. That will be kind of a 3rd machine gun. Maybe we'll put that in the rear here in case they try to come through. That should really hold it, right? So then we have another leader here just for the veterancy. We need another mechanized rifles. Yeah, I guess that's okay. Let's definitely bring one more heavy machine gun and unpause. Right. So we have mechanized leader coming. We got another heavy machine gun coming.
Beware, commies nearby.
Okay. We have Motos Jockey. Okay, 7-man squad. We got BTR 60 there. And we can't engage them yet. Now, I'm not going to move my troops up because I want to draw these guys in. Like, if I want these guys, maybe just spot people. I don't actually want them to kind of be in these sort of places because I just want to see how this develops and make sure that, yeah, we kind of draw them in.
I'm listening,
Although,
Captain.
you know what we could do, to be honest? Let's get this guy out on the road. Although, actually, no. Let's just leave this guy here. Yeah, leave this guy here. Point him this way. Let's see if we can make contact with anyone. Let's wait for reinforcements. Okay. They have captured the airport. Now, 1-1. Now, there are these 2 more points, and the eyes typically, you know,
Right up. Get in formation.
much better at micromanaging. Okay, what do we have? Supply truck. Okay, we have 2 heavy machine guns, and we got 2 mechanized rifles coming here. Do feel as though we do need to kind of, if we're going to capture this line, we do need to extend it up to here. And for that, I feel like, yeah, we need another heavy machine gun, and we need a couple more mechanized rifles. Let's get them kind of, I'll bring them here. I'm also going to bring another logistics vehicle right now because, oh, here we go. Yep, contact's made. And that's it. That's our heavy machine gun firing through the gap here. These guys, I don't like the fact that these guys are getting really close and with their.
Need a ride? Shoot on anything that moves.
Get this guy. Oof. Oh, okay, that's it. That's it. Hard contact. Hard contact out here. We gotta get this M113 out here. Ooh!
Reverse now!
No. Ooh, they just fired their RPGs. Ooh, they missed twice. And we need to get out of their range. That's what we need. We need to get out of their range, but such that we're still able to fire.
Damn, it's hot here. Beware, commies nearby.
Because we need those heavy machine guns. Yep, there we are.
Full reverse now.
Yep.
Well done.
Okay. Done. Alright, we got the enemy unit. Now, you saw they started firing the RPG-22s on our M113, and we need to keep these heavy machine guns worth their weight in gold. Whew, I'm glad we kept that, and we're getting, you know, increased veterancy, so we've suppressed them, fired them, supported by this heavy machine gun. Everything was great. Now, we need this guy to kind of come over here and get unloaded. We need this rifles to come over there. Now this guy, can we get unloaded here? Yeah, and we have this supply truck hiding in the... We'll use this as a sort of like a resupply kind of point. Okay, here we are. Oh, this is the grenade launcher.
War Daddy to Red Leader. I'm listening.
It's a bad idea. Yeah, let's...
Beware, commies nearby.
Oh, this is the engineer's PRO. This is the ones with the kind of the incendiary launcher. Oh, we really need to deal with them. Come on. Oh, the crossfire. Yeah, they don't see. And you see, we're playing with our recon. Again, I will demonstrate, but I will demonstrate that in future kind of episode when we add recon. But for now, just know that the reason the enemy does this, just kind of walks in like that in the crossfire, is because it doesn't have any recon, and so it gets surprised by this heavy machine gun there. Okay, so we have mechanized rifles, and our thing have arrived here. Now let's go ahead and unload them. So, because I don't know what's going on here. I don't want these vehicles.
We got a man down.
Ooh, we got a man down. It's not good.
Someone call for a cab.
But that's fine. It's all part of it. Okay. So these guys will be sold.
Second platoon, ready, sir.
Okay, let's have a machine gun live here. The mechanized rifles will make their way into this forward building. Now these guys move here. Let's go fast move. This guy will move here. Now we do have another 260 points. And what we really need is we need to assault the airfield is what we need. We're going to deal with this. We're going to establish kind of a defensive line through this town. We're going to push into this town soon as well. Heavy machine gun here. Heavy machine gun here. Let's go ahead and unload this guy over here so that we can push up. And again, put kind of 2 heavy machine guns, 2 squads, and a leader squad over there. This guy has been fired at by something because his cohesion is kind of mediocre. You see, accuracy is reduced by 45, and that's the unit's cohesion represents its ability to perform effectively in combat. The lower the cohesion, the longer it takes for the unit to fire or move. Its accuracy is also reduced. Cohesion decreases primarily due to damage, losses, or combat stress. That's where the suppression comes in. Now, I do want to also occupy like this building here with these 2 guys. And that will happen. We need to push up on them, yeah. Okay, this...
To all units, enemy sighted. One more hit and we're done!
Who's that? Okay, if you press space, you go to like the last kind of active event, like when someone called something out. Okay.
What are your orders, sir?
Now I'm gonna move the heavy machine gun. Oh, this might already be too late.
Right
Seems
there.
like they're assaulting here. Now.
Commies, right up. Get in formation. Attention.
And here now, those
We've got casualties.
PROs are extremely dangerous at close range. That's why I don't really
Ready to transport.
fancy meeting them. Now,
Going there.
I'll move this guy here, so they're just gonna protect this area as well as the road.
Commies, right up.
So the heavy
Get in
machine gun is
formation.
doing its work, but they are pushing through this tree line,
I'm in
which
charge.
I really don't like. So let's try and push in here. These guys, let's go ahead and unload over here. What do we have? We have a command unit here. Okay, I'm gonna unload that other second command unit. Okay, here we're
Waiting for instruction. Moving out. Commies, right up. Get in formation.
see, gotta be. I want to move it such that it can actually see like most of the road, because the road is where these guys will.
Attention.
Okay, I'm gonna move the command unit here. I'm gonna
Baker
use
5, ready.
the rifles maybe here, so that in case anyone does
Commies, right up. Get in formation.
break through this tree line, I just want to make sure we are kind of firing at them.
My staff and myself are ready, sir.
Ooh, there's a big assault over there. Actually, I'm gonna move the command unit a little bit. No, actually, I'm gonna keep it back in there, so it does provide veterancy. Oh, that's provide veterancy to these guys. We got, yeah, okay. It would be nice if we were here, but this will have to do for now. Okay, so this is kind of secured. Okay, we've secured this crossroads. We have 366 points. Sorry, I keep talking. Okay. We're actually gonna let it tick by 1 second, and this we have 472 points. Now, what should we do? We should assault this airfield and get that victory point. I mean, they're clearly preparing a big assault here, but we do have 2 heavy machine gun. We got this heavy machine gun here. Actually, it needs to be reinforced, so let's send our supply truck here. This supply truck, let's bring it over here. We are controlling this, so let's get an engineer leader here. Let's get a couple of engineer assault squads along with the flash squad, along with an infantry kind of squad, and even a armored logistics, right? That will be our group. Now I do want to also,
enemies nearby.
I want to make sure they don't kind of come through here, so we really need that cavalry over there. You see the enemy units, you know, they can seep kind of through our defenses. Okay, the heavy machine gun opening up fire here.
Someone call for a cab? Let's go, driver.
Be careful.
Fall back
enemies
without
nearby.
M13 because it's effectively a heavy machine gun. Now these guys are just keeping these guys at bay. You know, I don't like these guys coming over here, to be honest. That means they might be coming through, so we're going to send an air cavalry unit here. And I also want a unit here, so that we at least know like what's going on, because they can
Comics,
just
right up. Get in formation.
run completely rampant. Okay, they are. Yep, motor Strelki are pushing in. Ooh. That's it, contact. Got contact.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move up. Move up. These guys
Beware,
want one
commies
building.
nearby.
You'll see it takes time for them to leave the building. And then they walk in. And once
One
they're
less
in,
coming.
yep. That's it. Some pretty serious contact there. Now, infantry, air cavalry troops. Let's go ahead and send one of these guys here. And I want another air cavalry here, just so we know what's going on. Right? We are preparing an assault here as well. With
One
these
less
troops.
coming.
Troops are coming.
Be careful. Enemies nearby.
Okay, we are resupplying.
sir.
Right, you'll see we're only at 280 supplies, but we lost a man from the weapon crew here.
If the enemy is in range, so are we.
Mechanized rifles kind of up front a little bit. Let's get these guys kind of up here.
Comics, right up.
There's
Get in
some heavy
formation.
machine guns engaging at, you know, kind of our highest range. But we do have, yeah,
What are the orders?
let's unload here. Classic.
Comics, right up. Get in formation. As you command, sir. March formation.
Okay,
I
then
need
we're
that tail rotor checked.
Sell this Black Hawk. These guys, while stationary, they should have better optics, right? And that's
The
exactly
captain
what
and
we
his
want.
crew welcome you aboard.
Let's unload here.
Enemy at 3 o'clock high.
Pretty much have the assault ready here. These are our engineers on M113s. So, you know, some armor there, some supplies. Let's just deal with this. Make sure there's no
Platoon
one.
formed and ready. All right, sweetheart. The sky
Okay.
is ours.
Send the Black Hawks back. We're going to get them refunded. How incredible is this? Right, air cavalry unloaded while they're stationary. They will increase their optics. So they're kind of these guard units, and that's where we want them. That's where we want them. They've got the BTRs. Okay, we do have this assault squad here. So let's go ahead and roll out. Right onto this airfield.
Anybody need ammo?
Supply
Start the
point
engine.
can stay
We're
here.
moving.
And yeah.
Ready to transport.
Keep the mechanized kind of light rifles in the back here. Okay, I'm not
Enemy
sure
at 3 o'clock high.
what they're up to. Now, we do have 300 units kind of here again. We are going to have to hold this airfield after we're done with it. So I'm gonna get up a couple more rifles here to hold it. And do we have a heavy machine gun? We only have this one. Okay, I'm gonna bring a couple of rifles to hold it, including a leader. Yep, because we'll pull the assault troops back, and here they are rolling in.
Looking for enemy planes. Copy, sir.
Keep the leader in the back, but the flash and the engineers, yeah, they're going in there.
Someone call for a cab? Beware, commies nearby. Bring us there, taxi. Well done, guys.
Okay, we're gonna unload our troops here.
Yes, sir. What are your orders, sir?
The troops in the building. Oh, not really great that they're in the
Ready,
open like
beware,
that.
commies nearby.
But
Waiting for instructions. Bring us there, taxi. We'll reverse now.
oh,
Looking for enemies. Everyone else. We're badly hit.
oh, this is bad. This is
You're not
bad.
getting someone call for a
Oh,
cab.
that's M1113 lost. I don't think we lost any troops, fortunately. But
Beware, commies nearby.
oh, whoa.
Pull that driver.
More. Okay, all of our 113s are lost. I think there might be some.
We've got casualties.
Where do you want it delivered?
Yeah, we've got casualties for sure.
Glad to see someone knows where we're going.
Yeah, this is helping out from the back here with
Commies,
these.
right up. Get in formation.
Oh, it's a Moto Strelki that got us with their RPGs. Okay, some
Right
heavy,
there.
heavy fighting out
We'll
here.
deploy at this
Let's go ahead.
position.
Oh,
Copies. We got a man down.
yeah, got a man down.
Where do you want it delivered?
Let's get the supply vehicle right in there in combat. Now we do have 2 more mechanized rifles coming up. The rest of the front looks fine. Now I wouldn't mind another mechanized cavalry in there, to be honest. Just so we know what's going on. I also wouldn't mind a mechanized cavalry somewhere here, to be honest, because I am a bit paranoid. Oh, let's just make sure we don't forget about
Beware,
these.
commies nearby. Engineers, get out now. Medic! Someone call for a cab. Ready to engage.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's get this M113 supply. Ooh,
Second platoon ready,
the
sir.
engineers were
Beware,
routed.
commies nearby.
Ooh, they're getting massacred. So they were routed because they got suppressed too much.
More daddy,
M113 is kind of
Listening.
fighting,
Copy,
fighting this BTR, but we don't really need to fight. What we need is to fight.
sir. One less, Tommy.
I'm gonna put it in the middle here, in between these buildings, at the airport.
Beware, commies nearby.
Yep. Oof. So we have the Pulimerchiki, which are machine gunners, with 3 medium machine guns. They are out in the open, however. So that's kind of all right. I have cavalry troopers. We're gonna put these, unload these here. I have a cavalry troopers. We're going to unload here, or maybe here. Where should we unload them? I mean, this is kind of, there's no way, I don't think they were gonna go all the way around there. I feel like this is like a good point to ambush. Yeah, just in case. I don't want these
One
guys
less,
to
Tommy.
be so far out that we can't get to them. Okay, these guys, let's just go ahead and unload you like over here, just a little bit behind, while the engineers keep fighting. They can't be resupplied,
Have it. Get
so troops cannot be resupplied while in combat. So they need to kind of have that break in the fight. And to be honest, I feel like what we urgently need, I'm going to bring a Black Hawk supply because we need supply there quickly. Because, you know, it's been a big fight. Now, where should we put this guy? Put him here so he can see both of these roads. Right, we're going to put him on return fire. Black Hawk we're going to sell. Sorry, I'm going to finish one thought and then do the other. I'm going to unload here. I'm Gonna deal with that, but yeah, I'm gonna bring a fast moving supply point with a lot of supplies, because yeah, we need to repair
Pull back,
these
driver.
M113s for
Commies
sure.
right up. Get in formation.
Yeah, we really need to make sure we live. Okay.
It always comes down to the
Engineers are
infantryman and his rifle.
barely arrived. You see these supplies are just draining this out of 600. We got nothing left, and this is what we're gonna do, is we're gonna bring this guy back
On the road again.
back to our supply points, but that's why we need
Beware,
those
commies nearby.
supplies quickly.
I need that
Blackhawk,
tail rotor
sell
checked.
it. Cavalry troopers, return fire.
All right, ladies. It's time to move.
Let's try and get them kind of over here so that they don't get spotted themselves.
If the enemy is in
They can
range,
spot
so are we.
others. Okay, we have the
Beware, commies nearby.
supply coming in. Now what we need is we need more engineers, because we need more of those heavy machine guns. We also need those flash, maybe. Okay, the BTRs. Ooh, it's gonna.
Yes, sir.
And if that BTR catches us, let's
Go in there.
land behind these things here. That will
To all
maybe
you, yes, sir.
maybe help us.
Ready to engage.
And they're clearly trying to break through here, though,
As you command, sir.
which I do not appreciate. One.
Baker
Bit.
5, ready.
I'm gonna move this heavy machine gun here. Leave the rifles over there.
Platoon formed and commies right up. Get in formation.
Now, can these guys get the anti-tank on it?
Well done, guys.
Boom. Boom. That's a BTR full of people. Nice. This is exactly what we were here for. Nice. Very, very nice. Actually, now we've
Be
noticed that
careful. Enemies
they
nearby.
can do that, so we're gonna maintain control of that road. Okay, another big assault here. I think we can counter this. That's not a problem. I don't think that's a problem. We got supply. Okay, we're almost out of supply here, by the way. So let's get another supply in here. Do we have supply here? Yes, we do. Okay, we don't really need to push into this town, so let's not do anything that's unnecessary. And we've captured the airport, by the way. We've captured the airport. That's some good news. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's just resupply. Okay, you can see our Black Hawk supply are dwindling super quickly, but not too quickly actually. So I guess we have actually.
I'm listening, Captain.
Yeah, we just need to repair this M113.
Beware, commies nearby. Waiting for instruction. Go ahead, watch out for the commies. Looking for enemy planes.
Yes, sir.
Medics!
Okay, let's go ahead and.
Commies, right up.
Let's go.
Oof, our air cavalry, unfortunately.
Baker 5, ready.
Ooh, we got the PROs here. Ooh, that's bad. What do we do? What do we do? And we can't.
Beware.
Just,
Commies nearby.
what we need is maybe some rangers in here. If we need a quick reinforcements.
It always comes down to the infantryman
Do
and
not
his
like
rifle.
this. Oh,
Well done, guys. One more hit, we're done.
what was that? Oh, it's this.
Beware, commies nearby.
Fall back, fall back. Get these engineers in here.
Yes, sir. Going there. Go ahead, watch out for the commies.
These guys.
Damn, it's on
came
here.
way too close.
He's
So
right
engineers,
there.
get in.
Beware, commies nearby.
Some very hard contact in here. We do have 2 more engineers coming in. Where are they gonna go? Okay, let's go in here. Let's actually go in here. Go in here. That's heavy machine guns. We got these sappery. Maybe we get the rangers. Just unload here and clear this forest and deal with these sappery. because what else? We got these guys here, we got these guys. Let's get this air cavalry landed on this crossing as well. And they can just sit here and observe. The Rangers, you know, they have
One less Rusty.
decent optics as well. Now, also need.
Ah, I'm hit.
Okay, let's get our UH-60s resupplying.
We've got them.
Taking some massive fire here. Let's go ahead and move up a little bit. The buildings themselves aren't, you know, like bulletproof
Enemy
either,
at
by
3
the way.
o'clock high. One less copy.
They have a lot of BTRs here. And we got nothing. This is where, you know, ATGM or something would be great, or an airstrike or artillery, anything. But these are kind of armored, right? And they're hard to deal with because they fire from much further away. These guys, yeah, cohesion is kind of going down the drain. Let's move up our ranges kind of here. The Black Hawk. To be honest, actually, I'm going to bring our Black Hawk here and support the landing of our Rangers.
We got a man down. One less Rusty.
Man down, our Black Hawk here. Let's bring it right. I mean, this is... The reality is you'd never really do that. Oof. Because normally you'd have anti-air, but here we kind of can. Okay, I think we've dealt with those BTRs, but we need...
Enemy at 3 o'clock high.
Yeah, we got the Black Hawk.
Where do you need us, sir?
You know, just to demonstrate it can do something, so...
Need a ride? Go ahead. Watch out. Everyone out. First platoon. Let's go.
Ooh. Building comes
Shut up
down.
and listen to me. Just
Okay,
get me
let's-
out of here.
Okay, let's pull back,
Enemy at 3 o'clock high.
because these...
Need a ride? Full reverse. One less Rusty. Let's go, driver. Yes, sir. Well done, guys.
This is not good, this is not good.
It always comes down to the infantryman and his rifle. One less copy. The captain and his crew welcome you
This
aboard.
isn't really the normal use of a Black Hawk.
One
Let's
less
fall back
Rusty.
with these guys. Fall back, fall back, fall back.
Medic!
Okay, so let's...
The captain and his crew welcome you aboard.
Yeah, let's unload here. We have engineers with flash over here.
I'm listening, Captain.
Engineers with flash to support our
all
Rangers.
units. Enemy sighted.
I will leave this air cavalry in the back there. That's okay. This is... Okay, we are holding the line. We're holding the line. Now here is a little sparse, if I'm honest. Little sparse. Now, let's bring a unit here, I feel. Like, yeah, we need to... Maybe even a couple of units here, because we need a bit more firepower here.
Well done.
Now the airport, this thing just kind of landed right here. Okay, engineers. These are 10-man squad of engineers. Engineer leaders here with us. Let's send them here. These guys again move up a little bit.
Medic! War Daddy to Red Leader.
Sell this
I
Black
am
Hawk.
listening. One less Rusty. Go ahead. Watch out for the cops. Need a ride?
Okay, we've used almost all of the supply on this Black
Cops,
Hawk.
right up. Get in formation.
What's going on here? We're out of supply here. It's not great, but we do... Well, it's fine, actually. That's fine. We have more supply just in the back here.
Ah! I'm hit!
Yeah, they are coming in close now. Coming under...
Well done, guys.
Yeah, these guys really need to fall back now, to be honest.
Beware,
Though.
commies nearby.
Okay, these guys are getting massacred though. Okay, it's fine. We're defending. We're getting some reinforcements here. So that is a good thing. These guys, can we? What I don't like is that if any enemies sneaked up to here, like with PROs, they would take out our heavy machine guns like no problem. But at the same time, we can't just keep sitting back in here, can we? So let's push up, even with our heavy machine guns here. Oof. These engineers are not having a great time at all because of these BTRs. And we do have this captured, so like we don't need to. So let's actually hide in these hangars here.
I'm hit.
Because these engineers are.
We can't take it anymore. Yes, sir.
Oh no, we're gonna lose the entire squad. Are we? Oh, come on, get in. No, that's it. Oh, that's a whole engineer squad lost. Oh, man.
He's right dead.
That's rough. That is rough.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into this
We've got
building.
it. Let's go, driver. Second platoon ready, sir. One less rusty.
Let's get these heavy machines.
Be careful. Enemies nearby.
BTR dead.
At your orders, Captain.
Supply helicopter.
Glad to see somebody knows where we're going.
To be honest, we need more supply over here. I'm gonna call in another Black Hawk, and we
Well
can
done,
see
guys.
how when combat intensifies, we really need.
Commies, right
Oh,
up.
this thing
Get
is
in formation.
dangerous. This thing is really dangerous. This is the automatic grenade launcher thing.
What are your orders, sir? One more hit, we're done. Pull back, driver.
This thing's gonna decimate us. This is bad. This is bad. Get him, guys. Stop firing. Yes, it's in range. Oh, we need to deal with this. Deal with this now. Yes.
Medic, ready to transport. Ready to engage. Second platoon, ready, sir. We can't take it any. First platoon, let's go.
Oh,
Everybody,
this is
check your
really
ammo.
bad. This is really bad. Let's retreat. We're in the back here.
Ryan,
Now where
get
is our
down.
engineers?
Shut.
Smoke. Where's smoke? Hang on. We have engineer leaders. So if they come out here, can they deploy smoke? Should be able to. Wait, where's our smoke? Oh no, it's engineer leaders. They don't have smoke. Mechanized rifles leaders. Smoke position. Smoke this thing. Cover the retreat.
One less commie. Commie, pushing for enemy full reverse, now. We're badly hit. Roger. Redeploy. Out.
Need a ride?
Oh, no. Okay, we need to
My
retreat
staff. Enemy at 3 o'clock high.
out of this whole thing. What do we actually have? We need engineers. We need more heavy machine guns. We absolutely do not have heavy machine guns. Okay,
The
Black
captain
Hawk.
and his crew welcome you
Soviet.
aboard.
Okay, there's another BTR here. Fine.
Beware, commies nearby.
Okay. Alright guys, well this is not great, but it's not bad either. We are holding this. Now we did call out 2 more mechanized rifles, so let's go ahead and just unload them. Actually, I'm going to unload them closer to the rear and then we'll push up. And we really need some heavy machine guns because they have all of their BTRs out here. And BTRs hurt. Above this one building, maybe we get these machine gunners off of our backs. Technically, we lost the airfield, however,
I'm listening, Captain.
One less commie.
there is lost and then there is lost. Okay. Okay, so our Black Hawk is refueling. He's
Moving out.
got 1,000 supply. Perfect.
I'm hit. Commies, right up. Get in formation. Yes, sir. One less commie.
Let's get this.
It always comes down to the infantryman and his rifle. Medic!
Okay. We do have this.
This is a story you will tell your colleagues. Right up. Get in
We're
formation.
gonna cross so that our leader's sitting in the middle here. So we're kind of...
What do you need, Captain?
Yeah, okay. We are... Yeah, I'm gonna get the truck. Now that we have more and more troops concentrated in one area... More and more troops concentrated in one area, that means we need more and more supply. Now here we definitely need Rangers to reinforce us. So I'm not sure.
Colleagues, right up. Get in formation.
It's a return fire. Ooh.
Medic!
Get a couple of Rangers in here. Oh, Rangers to reinforcement. Jesus, where did you all come out from? Crikey. Let's get this guy here. We're gonna need to assault that airfield again. Because we have this BTR here. Man. How many of you are out there? Jesus. What can we even do about this? Yeah, we need... Wow. Yeah, we need some... we're gonna need some reinforcements. I'm gonna bring these engineers here. With Flash, yeah, and a couple of PCs. So we're gonna need to deal with this, I mean, to be honest. You gentlemen need to fall back, because this is just overwhelming. Yeah, I mean,
Just get me out of here!
the cohesion is out. Yeah, let's...
Enemy at 3 o'clock high.
Okay, okay. It's fine. We're holding. We're holding. Okay, this supply thing is out. M113 supply over here. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Platoon formed and ready.
Fall back, fall back, fall back. Let's get these Rangers out here. Oh yeah, and these...
I need that tail rotor checked. Commies right up. Get in formation. The sky is... Let's hope there won't be any enemy air defense.
We really need more points. We need more points so we can call in more... Call in more of those... more of those mechanized rifles, really, is what we need, right? We need to make like a push with all of this we got here. We are at least holding the airport, so they haven't brought a command point. That's kind of the problem for them. But they have beaten us out of there. So we need to kind of be mindful. Like in this Black Hawk, actually...
Commies right up. Get in formation.
Can these Black Hawks help us with anything?
It always comes down to the infantryman and his rifle. Commies right up. Get in formation. War Daddy to Red Leader. I'm listening. We'll deploy at this position. Out there, you shoot first and ask questions later. Well done, guys. Shut up and listen to the chief.
Okay, let's get the Rangers in close combat. Oh, we're gonna absolutely decimate these guys.
Everybody, check your ammo.
Oh, you did not just... Ooh.
Ignite, gentlemen. Ready to transfer. Ready to engage. Out of ammo. We've got this. Major 5,
Okay,
ready.
it's cavalry. You can...
Ammo depleted. Platoon is formed and ready. Copy, right up. Get in formation. We've got this. Go ahead. Watch out for the copy. Someone need a guardian angel?
Black Hawks need to be sold. Cavalry troopers, Rangers, all... Oof. Okay. Let's get the supply points here. We can also... Yeah, we need... These mechanized rifles need to get over here now. Let's bring these guys kind of closer.
Be careful. Enemies near.
Medic!
Okay. We are dealing with this. Ooh, forgot we sent these guys out here. But we do need to assault this, to be honest. We do need like this. This. We kind of need to push in.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we need to kind of push, really.
Baker 5 ready.
Yeah.
Ready to transport. On the road again. Beware. I'm hit.
Okay, so we're advancing there. Man, who is this guy? Okay. 8 rangers, 4 cavalry troopers.
One less rush. Platoon is formed and ready.
Yeah, we are overwhelming them, slowly but steadily.
Where do you want it delivered?
Well done, guys.
Nice. Nice. The rangers
One more hit,
came
beware.
just in
Commies
time.
nearby.
Those are big losses. I mean, they've committed a lot there. No. Okay. Let's also just get over here. Unload these guys up back here. And what I don't like is this. What is this? But, do we have... Yeah, we still have one more ranger squad. Let's get this little crossroads locked down. What else do we have? We got an engineer leader with an M113, so let's bring that over here. Now, over here, we do need these shock troops kind of actually doing something for us. Get engineers, something mechanized into the central control area. More engineers out here. Mechanized rifles out here. Engineer leaders also in the middle there. We are getting we are repairing, we are rearming. Do we have this guy? Yeah, he does have 1,000 supply now, so he can come out here. Yeah, and this guy will be almost out of supply by then. Yeah, okay, we are defeating these BTRs.
I'm listening, Captain.
Don't want to get kind of ahead of ourselves.
Shoot on anything that moves. One less rusty. Yes, sir.
Okay, we got M113s pushing up. Now this guy can, in
We've
fact,
got this.
resupply. These rangers are coming down here. Gonna control this crossroads. We do need more logistics. Oh, we need 45 points. That's fine. Not really fine. Okay, we're out of supply
Fresh
here.
delivery. En route.
Ooh,
What are
ranger-
the orders? Beware, commies nearby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Back checklist
Try and
completed.
find
Ready
this,
to go.
this grenade launcher guy. Logistics, okay, let's get resupply here going. We have the rifles here, we got the rangers here. Okay, we do have the cavalry troopers here, maybe in the middle. Okay, so this is stable. These guys are retreating. Okay, these guys are out of supplies in case supplies are needed. That's fine. At least this is stable. This is all stable. But what we really need to win, what we really need to
One
win
less
is
rusty.
what we need to win is we need to get this control point or Bravo as well, which we can. Let's just, we're gonna consolidate here. Ooh,
We need ammo here. We've got that.
We are going to chase that guy down. We're going to resupply. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready for these. More than ready, even.
Ah! I'm hit! One left. Beware. Commies nearby. Full reverse, now!
Glad to see somebody knows where we're going.
Ready to transport.
Let's just kind of secure this perimeter here.
Pull back, driver.
Bring this Black Hawk.
At your orders, Captain.
Just
Glad to
repair.
see somebody knows where we're going.
Gonna repair everything.
Ah! I'm hit! We can't
Repair
take it anymore!
everything.
Yes, sir.
We have. Yeah, we're getting that another 1,000 supply. I'm pretty sure this 1,000 is gonna go very quickly. Let's just wait. Yeah, that's gonna. We're gonna need
Copy,
a set.
sir.
Yep, let's go.
Need a ride?
Because this is gonna
Beware. Commies nearby.
deplete extremely quickly. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. It killed our rangers, did it?
Someone need a guardian angel?
Oh, come on.
Target in sight. Adjusting aim.
Oh, it killed our rangers.
Beware. Commies nearby.
Can't really do much on its own, to be honest, but man, yeah, I guess we failed that micro. Really need to advance onto here. So I guess let's just do this. Alright, let's make sure all of these guys go forward.
Well done, guys. I'm listening, Captain. Bring us there, taxi.
Someone called for a cab?
Yeah, we're
Beware. Commies
almost
nearby.
out of that 1,000 supply.
Let's go. Yes, Captain. Full throttle.
Here we are. Oh, I can't believe those.
Checklist completed. Ready to go.
I can sell this.
Commies, right up. Get in formation.
Guess we
Need a
can-
ride? Go ahead. Watch out for the commies. We're badly hit.
it's heavy. Oh, it's not as accurate, I guess, as we are. Yeah, we have two.
Out of ammo.
Come on, guys, blow it up.
Be careful. Enemies nearby.
Nice. Okay, so we should be able to push through there. Do we have... Thing is, we don't have... That's a shame. We don't actually have... Okay, let's move up our supply point, but we don't have a commander unit here. Oof. Okay, we have a mechanized commander here. Let's send him here for
Ryan, get down.
rival. We do have Motor Strelky here. And they're just running through the field. That's fine. We'll get them. We will get them and we will deal with them. We are repairing things.
Be careful. Enemies nearby. At your orders. Start the engine. We're moving.
I have a bad feeling. Ah, I'm hit.
These guys are PROs. They have the incendiary charges. Couldn't quite make it close enough though.
Well done, guys.
Ready to supply.
Make sure we're well supplied and repaired.
Beware, commies nearby.
On this machine gun. Oh, it's our machine gun is out of ammo.
Anybody need ammo?
Yeah, come on. Yeah. Oh, can't believe we ran out of ammo here. Boom.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Okay, we have nothing. Grab these guys. Go back in
Commies,
here.
right up.
Yes, sir.
Loading up on supplies.
As you command, sir. On the road again. One less commie. I'm listening, Captain. Shoot on anything that moves.
Oof. Jeez.
Beware, commies nearby. Going there.
Ready to transport. Copy, sir.
Let's go ahead and resupply these
We're
guys.
badly hit. One less rusty. It always comes down to the infantryman. Fire and maneuver.
This is what I meant by the incendiary charges. Absolutely devastating.
Be careful. Enemies nearby.
Out of ammo. Well done, guys. Ah, I'm hit. Need a ride? Go ahead. Watch out for the cops.
APCs.
Well done, guys.
Be careful. Enemies nearby.
Full reverse, now. Medic!
Waiting for instructions.
We got them.
Go in there.
Everybody, check your ammo. Let's go, and watch out for the Ruskies.
Beware. Commies nearby.
Waiting for instruction. Medic!
Okay, let's resupply these guys and get right back in
Поворот
there.
не пропустили?
And the supply vehicle. To the left. Okay, I think we're okay. We just need to get one victory point and actually win this. Because right now it's a stalemate.
Ah, I'm hit!
But I'm pretty sure we're winning. Oh, what was that?
Commies, right up. Get in formation.
Okay, we did just get something destroyed. One of our units just died. Not really sure.
We can't take it anymore!
Okay.
Yes, sir. Shoot on anything that moves. Someone call for a cab? Moving out. You have orders, Captain? Commies, right up. Get in formation. Engine is running. We're waiting. We'll deploy at this position. Ah! I'm hit! If the enemy is in range, so are we.
Ooh. RPGs. Yeah, I didn't expect
Yes, sir.
RPGs.
Beware. Commies nearby.
Let's not make sure we're out of their range.
Yes, sir. We'll deploy at this
The
position.
command unit on.
Well done, guys.
There you go, Rangers.
Second platoon ready, sir. Get those Reds down.
Nice, Rangers.
Off your ass and on your feet. Let's move.
This is a story you will tell your grandchildren.
Beware, commies nearby.
Absolutely devastated them, the Rangers. Oh, they're running away now.
Yes, sir. Baker 5, ready. Ah, I'm hit. Yes, sir. On the road again.
Where's that
Waiting for instructions.
Black Hawk that needed?
Glad to see somebody knows where we're going.
Ryan, get down.
Yeah, let's go ahead and resupply. Nice.
As you command, sir. One less Rusty. Yes, sir.
Okay. Spread
Captain.
out. Spread out.
Yes, sir.
Oof.
Ignite, gentlemen.
Okay.
We're going in.
Okay, that's it. We got +2 points. We are winning.
You have orders, Captain.
Bring our assault troops forward a little bit.
Engine is running. We're waiting.
Secure the airfield.
Need a ride?
Right.
Shoot on anything that moves.
Yes, sir.
UH needs to come back.
Let's
and
go.
Refuel.
Ready to transport.
This thing is refueling. These
Where do you want to deliver?
113s, they need to, yeah, maybe
Fresh delivery. En route.
come to a more permanent home here. Oof.
Yes, sir. One less Rusty. Baker 5 ready.
I'm gonna keep kind of hopping from building to building with these. Oof. Yeah.
Beware, commies nearby. You have orders, Captain. On the road again.
Нам вон туда.
Oh, a lot of enemies here. Ooh. Heavy fighting.
More daddy to red leader.
Bring another
I'm listening.
M113.
One less copy.
PROs. Oh, they wanted to close in on us, but
We got this. I'm hit.
you can see the APCs providing cover. Rangers, engineers. Yeah, we don't have a lot of losses even.
Engine is ready to engage.
Nice.
I'm hit.
Nice. Very well done.
One
We
less
got-
rusty.
okay. Engineers leader. Got
My staff and myself are ready, sir.
Shoot on anything that moves. Someone call for a cab?
Be careful. Enemies nearby.
Platoon formed and ready. What's that? Ready to transport.
Get our APCs
We're
back.
reversed now.
Oof, these.
One less rusty.
Oh,
Tommy's
This-
right up. Get in formation.
one squad member with the M. Yeah, okay. He just kind of hid there with the RPG-22s.
Ready to supply. Roger. Moving there. Full throttle.
What an absolute bastard. We got him though. Got him in the end. Okay, well here we are, guys. Yeah, that's kind of the basics of it. Now we are going to
Captain,
get these mechanized rifles in here. Right.
Everybody, check your ammo.
Gonna get mechanized rifles in here. Capture this point. Yeah, we've pretty much, you know, very much won this
I'm listening, Captain. Copy, sir.
engagement. It's just a kind of a matter of time.
As you command, sir.
Yeah, it's really just a matter of.
It always comes down to the infantryman and his rifle.
I'm gonna bring all of these guys.
Where do you want to deliver? Start the engine. We're moving.
Actually, push up here.
Tommy's right up. Get in formation.
With a +3.
Baker 5, ready. Everybody, check your ammo.
Because that was actually the original plan, wasn't it?
What are your orders, sir? Medic!
Captain,
One less copy. Waiting for instruction. I have a bad feeling.
Okay.
Anybody need ammo?
Medic!
I don't like that sound. That's that grenade
Tommy's
launcher.
right up. Get in formation.
We actually lost one of our heavy machine guns here, because we did have one, didn't we?
It always comes down to the infantryman and his rifle.
We did.
Beware, Tommy's nearby. We're badly hit!
Transportation Corps ready.
Okay, that's our logistics.
Fresh delivery. En route.
Get that back in there.
Go in there. One less copy.
This is kind of.
Platoon formed and medic!
Let's get these mechanized out. Let's leave
Be
this
careful.
bit,
Enemies nearby.
because I don't like that sound. Because that is.
Out of ammo! Ryan, get down!
Sitting in there, yeah.
One less copy. One less rust. Yes, sir. On the road again.
Anybody need ammo? Wilco, out.
Yeah, we're taking some.
Shut up and listen. Beware. Tommy's nearby.
Let's just break line of sight. Break line of sight and refuel and rearm. come on.
Need a ride?
Medic!
Ooh.
One less
Oh,
cop.
we lost the squad.
It always comes down to the infantryman
It's a
and his right.
real shame. Yeah. Unnecessary push. We are winning. Yeah, we're pretty much exhausted the enemy as well. But yeah, guys, that is, we got 750. We spent, yeah, all of our infantry. That is pretty much the gameplay. Again, like I said, kind of micro tactics. And speed this up to speed 3. We are going to win this in 6 minutes because, yeah, I mean, they have nothing to counter-attack with anymore. I mean, we could engineer a little push
War Daddy to Red Leader. I'm listening.
out here, hit them in the flank.
What are your orders, sir?
Right.
It always comes down to the infantryman and his right. Beware, commies nearby.
Oof. Yeah, okay, this is the...
Waiting for instruction. I have a bad feeling.
Let's make sure we don't come too close to these guys, though.
Looking for enemy planes. One less rust. Ready to transport. Ryan, get down. We can't take it anymore. If the enemy is in range, so are we.
Look at that, they got like a
One less
absolute
rust.
ton of firepower concentrated there.
One less rust. Ah, I'm hit. Platoon formed and ready.
Someone called for a cab?
One less rusty. I'm listening. On the road again.
Yeah, so sorry, as I was saying, that's pretty much
One
the
less
micro
rust.
attacks. Yeah, that's just starting to fall back.
It always comes down to the infantryman and his right.
Let's go ahead and reinforce this guy.
Shut up and listen to the chief.
But yeah, guys, you
all
can
units.
see that's basically infantry and logistics, right? There's just infantry, kind of, you know,
One less rusty.
assault squads push up, right? Push up, supported by its APCs, and you can see how that is really the
As you
deciding,
command, sir.
pretty much the deciding factor in this whole endeavor with
Yes, sir.
these heavy machine guns on
Yes, sir. Glad to see
A113s,
someone
and the
knows
more
where we're
units you
going.
add,
Beware, commies
these
nearby.
often feel like completely kind of pointless units, but they're actually
I am in charge.
very powerful in the right, right time, right place. They can mean a
Shut up
lot.
and listen to the chief.
Push,
Well
push.
done, guys. Go ahead. Watch out for the commies.
Right.
Ready to transport.
Okay, let's keep resupplying. So that's just
Let's go. Yes, sir.
nothing except,
Full throttle.
resupply.
Yes, sir.
Infantry push up, resupply,
Beware.
push up,
Commies
resupply,
nearby.
push up, resupply. How much of the FOB have we actually used, I wonder? Yeah, more than a half. I mean, we do, though, still have like plenty of logistics vehicles.
Need a ride? Shoot on anything that moves. One less rusty. Waiting for instruction.
I'm gonna keep pushing up on these guys. Keep pushing
To
them
all
up.
units. Enemy sighted.
Copy, sir.
We're badly hit.
If you see shooting on this BTR,
One less rusty. Yes, sir. On the road again.
yeah.
Let's go, driver. Ready to transport.
To all units. Enemy sighted.
Again, we're resupplying.
As you command, sir.
We got the command unit in here. We have the APCs. Let's resupply.
Yes, sir. Full reverse, now!
Engine is running. We're waiting.
See how quickly these supplies are spent. There's 1,000 supply. Just here, repair all the APCs. Get the
Copy,
mechanized
right up.
rifles
Get in formation.
stocked up and going strong. But 1,000, you know, is a good amount. This was a lot of resupplying.
At your orders.
Go ahead and push up into the area.
War Daddy to Red Leader. I have a bad feeling.
Beware. I'm waiting for instructions.
Oh, that's 300 left, so that was 700.
One less Russell.
Yeah, that's it. Push up. Ooh, ooh, no, no,
I'm
no,
listening.
no.
Full reverse, now.
This is.
We're badly hit.
Motor Strelky is
My
still
staff
in
and
the
myself
town.
are ready, sir.
Oh. Yeah, well, this is complacency. Oh my god, 3 APCs. Yeah, this is.
Copy, right up. Get in
You
formation.
think you got it, but you don't got it. Oh. I mean, if this was still. If we were still kind of playing properly. This could have been decisive. We lost 3 APCs there from 1 command unit with RPG 22s just sitting there. But there we are, guys. Doesn't really matter about the level up. But hardest AI, just infantry on infantry. Kind of micro tactics boot camp for you. I hope I made that clear. It's only a 50-minute game. So I guess it's like a 3-hour video, though. But there we are. I mean, obviously we did way better than the AI. But yeah, you can see our heavy machine gun is our best units. Yeah, it's the heavy machine guns that really decided the M113. That's basically a mounted heavy machine gun. You can see, yeah. But you know, even with that simple setup, a lot of complexity in the game, right? A lot of things happened. What about their best unit? Okay, none of their units killed more than 1 unit, interestingly. Right? Oh no, this is chronology. No, sorry. Shoot. So losses, Motostrelki. So there was a... Yeah, that's the guy that just shot like 2 M113s. Yeah, this is the guy that was Filipov just now at the very end. But other than that, there was only 1 other command unit. Jesus. Command unit that killed an engineer squad M113. That must have been during the assault on the airport. Yeah. Well, yeah, guys, yeah, that's it for this video. I don't know. I'm just going to put it out there in the internet. If anyone's interested, let me know. I'll probably do a couple more videos with kind of recon. But this is just the very basics of the game in terms of, you know, setting up the deck and actually fighting. Just infantry on infantry, you know, the basic infantry squads from both sides, no support weapons, and just logistics, right? From then on, you kind of get... You know, what if you add artillery? What if you add reconnaissance? What if you add tanks? You know, those 3. And then you have the, you know, helicopters and jets and anti-air to counter them. Yeah, it's a complex game, guys. Things kind of get out of control. It is kind of rock, paper, scissors, but with a lot of nuance and complexity. But anyway, guys, this video has been long enough. I'm pretty sure it's probably like a 3-hour video. But if you enjoyed this format, give it a like, and yeah, let me know down in the comments. But for now, though, Merry Christmas, and goodbye, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching. If you watched this all the way, well done. Bye for now, though.